Welcome back, guys, to This So Much More podcast. I'm Evelyn, and my co-host is
Rollie Vogues.
And our special guest today is
Erika Torres.
Erika Torres. Finally, I'm so glad that I finally get to meet you, right? Because I don't think we've met in person,
Nope.
right? And it's
Yeah,
all
y'all
been
did.
we did.
Yeah. You remember? We saw you at a club one time. No, not a club, at a bar one time. And then
Of course.
Oh
Had to be a bar.
yes, I think I remember. I was like, oh my god, that's her.
yeah.
Which
And then,
honestly, I never really have moments like, oh my god,
yeah.
you know.
And I wanted to go up to her with you,
Uh-huh.
but I went to the restroom. I came back and you're like, oh my god, I talked to her. I was like, damn.
Todas pedas.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's probably what happened.
Honestly, yeah, because
And then,
I'm very
yeah. And then you told me that she was like, oh, you're the one that just had the baby. Because we
oh,
had
so
our,
it must have been. Oh,
it was after Milo.
Was it for your birthday, way back then?
I don't know if it was for my birthday. Maybe it was for my birthday.
When we had first gone out,
It was one of the first times that we went.
Oh,
we went
so
out.
it was years ago,
I
a long
see.
time ago.
Well, I'm so glad we
Yeah, I know, right?
do this
'Cause-
without being drunk or at a bar.
I mean, we're already drinking,
We
so-
are, true. Part 2.
So she's technically drinking. So tell us about your drink.
Okay, so I feel like this should be on the Starbucks menu. But it's an Americano with a tequila cream called Padrino.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the coffee and then I did one shot, maybe 2 or 3. Padrino. I was like, I'm so nervous. What can I do to calm the
calm down.
nerves?
Dang,
People-
it's pretty cool. I don't think
good.
I've only had the coffee beer at Axelrad.
Coffee beer? Wait.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
had it.
heard.
I tried it with Dalia.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this dark, and she's like, oh, this is a coffee beer, try it. I'm like, I don't really drink coffee like that. She's like, just try it, and I did, and it was pretty good, but not a beer to go my go-to
I'm
beer.
intimidated by Starbucks.
Why?
Yeah, he's a little
It's because you always see
chicken.
those memes where it's nobody knows how to order or the sizes and all that stuff, bro. And then everybody that goes to Starbucks, they have their own little, because you can make any drink, no?
Yeah, basically.
So it's
To your liking.
what do you order?
I feel like I'm a person of habit. So I order the same thing. It costs the same price every single time. I get intimidated too by all these fancy drinks and do I say a pump or a splash or,
Yeah,
So-
like that. Yeah,
so-
I always
Like
just
that.
order whatever's on the menu. I don't ever alter anything. Except when I
Yeah.
need an extra espresso shot. I'm like, can I get an extra shot of espresso?
Yeah, keep it simple.
Yeah.
Did you ever see you know how they misspell their names a lot? Do they misspell your name a lot?
Well, no, because I have the app. So on my app, it shows my name. So
They
I
just
always
write it,
order
right?
ahead, and I just pick it up because I'm not about to. Who has time to wait in that line?
Yeah, I know.
And
I normally
is it
do.
me? But it doesn't go as fast as it used to. It's so much slower now. I feel like before COVID, it was
Like Chick-fil-A.
super. Yes, like Chick-fil-A. Exactly.
Could you move the mic a little closer to you? Just a little bit.
Yeah,
It
no
sounds
la
better. It
regañes.
sounds
No
better.
No la regañes.
No,
babe.
no la
She's our
regañé. It's
guest.
just-
But no, porque they would say that when they misspell their names, it's like a marketing tactic. Porque then you're posting it on social media, so it's like if they spelled Erica with like my cousin's name with a Y,
You'd be
then
like,
you'd be like, what the hell? Like they
And
post
then
they,
you posted.
and then it's just throwing their
That is
social
a
media
good
out there.
tactic.
That is a
I
good
didn't think
tactic.
of
Because a
it
lot of
that
people's
way.
names would get misspelled crazy, nada que ver con su real name, you know?
Yeah.
Y un nombre
Pero, I
que
mean-
es tan simple, supuestamente, ¿verdad?
Yeah,
Que
I know my
Well, to
name.
me, it's normal with a Y.
Well, because of your
Because
cousin.
my cousin.
Yeah, and to me,
ERYKA.
Erica is more normal. ERICA.
Yeah, no, at first before the app came along, or before I started utilizing the app, they would spell it with a C all the time. But I'm not I don't get mad over those things. It's
Oh, I get annoyed when they misspell my name. I get annoyed when they misspell it when it's right there.
oh
You know,
yeah,
it's like
Yeah, that's
Evelyn
crazy.
Luna,
yeah,
and they'll still be
that's different. Yeah,
it's
same.
they're like, oh, Evelyn Evelyn, and I'm just like, dude, do you not see my name on the
Yeah.
profile?
Are you that blind?
Come on, it's my ad name. Come on, it's
They
not that
want
hard.
your name to be spelled that way so
Yeah.
bad.
It's just mm-mm.
So you grew up in Houston?
Yes, I sure did.
What area?
What area?
Girl, I don't even know what this area is called, but it's towards Tidwell. I just remember the road was called Valley Falls Drive. It was extremely, extremely ghetto. My parents would never let us play in the front yard. I don't even think we had a fence when we first got the house. They built a fence so we could play in the backyard. But yeah, I was like, the school I went to was Jarrah Harris Elementary School, and it was like a 25 to 30 minute drive from where I lived, because the schools surround, that were zoned to that area were so bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So your parents did care for what school y'all went to then?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I feel like I'm that parent.
Yeah, I think you should.
Milo's going to go to a school that's like a 20-minute drive from here next year.
But it's worth it. It's so
For me.
worth it. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like education is key, especially at that age. I feel like education is more important when they're young than when they're in high school, per se. I know it, people care about getting into a good college, etc. But, I mean, that's your foundation, right? They're coming home to you and being like, oh, this is what I learned today. You don't say that when you're in high school. Oh, this is what I learned today.
I'm very big on education. So, and I always tell him that too, like, this is the time that he's gonna learn like the most, because
exactly,
I mean, he'll be going to a dual language school, so he'll learn like more of his Spanish, and that's what I want. Like, so I'm pretty excited for him.
So he's not in like ESL. I was in ESL.
They don't really have that anymore. They do, but it's more like now it's like everything's in English, but you're still considered, because he's considered ESL too. Pero no le dan clases en español ni nada. It's like, I feel like they have to be a dual language school to teach you in Spanish. If it's bilingual, they give you instructions only, but they don't teach you.
What?
You know what I mean? I didn't know that either. So until I started working at a school, it was more like when you are in a dual language school, they're teaching you, giving you instructions, teaching you the lesson in Spanish. But it's a bilingual school. It's only the lessons in English, but the instructions, they'll give it to you in Spanish.
Oh.
If they need it, but
that seems a little more challenging.
Yeah, so that's why I want to put him in a dual language, because I want his Spanish to pick up, so
for him to actually speak it and not just
be like, yeah. And right now he's fully English porque la escuela doesn't offer it, so that's why next year he'll be moving.
Oh, that's good.
Kind of sucks porque I wanted him to like know a lot of Spanish, But it's like, I don't know, it's kind of hard. Like, I always thought like when we have a kid, like he's not gonna be one of these kids that don't know like Spanish, But
he is like 85% English, 15%.
But do y'all speak it a lot at home?
We do. I know I do, but when I talk to him, it's in English. And that's the part that I'm like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Right?
You have to like correct yourself. Like,
I feel like I do this where I'm like, go get the blanket, ve a agarrar la cobija.
Yeah, I'll say like both.
Both, like that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But he picks up the English. Because if I tell him, ve a agarrar la cobija, he'll be like, what? I'm like, go get the blanket.
Yeah.
Like that.
Interesting.
And sometimes I have to be like right now, he's like, oh, is Elias going to be there? And I'm like, a la mejor. And he's like, and he didn't say anything. I'm like, maybe. And he's like, oh, okay. Like that. Like, but all his food is in Spanish, though.
Oh, eso sí, ¿verdad? Porque la comida,
he'll be like, I want papas, food, I want leche, I want agua, I want jugo. Like, that's like that. And I'm just like...
But when he's with his grandparents, they speak to him in Spanish or English?
They speak to him in English. What? Girl, I know. I tell them. I'm like, y'all are the ones...
I'm surprised.
Me too. I'm like, y'all are the ones that need to be the one talking to him 100% Spanish.
If there's one role grandparents have, is to speak Spanish to their grandchildren.
Yeah. It's like, no, me vas a hablar español a mí, like, pero no, they don't do that. I don't know.
But it's just because your parents say that it's because it's easier for them
to communicate with him,
but because it's easier for him to understand them.
Yeah, but I feel like he would just learn, though. That's the part, like.
And school doesn't make it easier. Yeah. But I feel like it all starts at home, too. Yeah,
because you speak Spanish really well, too, right?
It was my first language, yeah. That's why I was in ESL. Because yo llegué... no hablando, like I wasn't speaking a whole lot, because my parents talked to me mostly in Spanish when I was little. And when I would answer the phone, like they would let me answer the phone sometimes when I was little, because yo me creía una adulta, like it was... I
can feel like you were a sassy little girl or something.
Girl, I would watch Shakira music videos on MTV and I would try to dance like her. I was a 2-year-old, 3-year-old. I have videos and my mom would be like, no bailes así. Like getting so mad at me.
Oh my God. So your Spanish is... Where are your parents from? Because you have like this accent.
It's almost like, yeah, right?
My dad is from Monterrey. My mom is from Laredo. Yeah.
But she has like this accent, right?
Yeah,
like,
you have like a
When I speak English, I
no,
have an accent.
no,
in
in Spanish.
In Spanish.
Like it's different from mine.
It's different from and it's not like a Central American accent because we had a guy.
It's almost like novela Spanish.
No, it's like a Colombian type of Spanish.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like, kind of.
I watch a lot of Colombian novelas, so
I talk with a lot of drama.
Le
Maybe.
pone,
yes.
yeah, like le pones like a.
El acento.
Leos are drama
Yeah.
queens. I will say that.
That's funny. Yeah, because I was gonna ask you. I'm like, nah, but I think her parents are from Mexico, so, but your Spanish doesn't match the
That's
Mexico
funny.
Spanish in a way. It's weird.
Maybe because you're just around us though.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but I feel like Mexicans have like the basic Spanish.
I know.
So
I
it's
feel like we have
I-
no accent, like nada, you know.
There is a lot of different types of like dialects and everything, but también depending on what part of Mexico you're from, your Spanish is different. Like some of it is like more like there's a lot of Mexicans that talk more educated.
Yeah.
Vayamos a decir, like they're very their punctuation is cleaner, hablan como muy profesional.
You're right. You're right because I went to an interview with this guy and they were from Monterrey.
Uh-huh.
That's where your dad's from?
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking to me. He's like, "Oh, you know Spanish?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I know he says like I mix my English and Spanish a lot, but sometimes when you're put in a situation, it just happens that you know how to do
Yes.
it, right? Because it happens to me a lot, you know. But if I know you know English, I'm gonna talk to your ass in English, you know.
Like she talks to my mom in English, like straight English, and I'm like, damn, throw some Spanish in there, like.
But your
because my
mom-
mom, she'll understand it, you know, pero it's like talk to her in Spanish, make it easier for her. Y tú
She
no.
gets it. She's
Yeah,
learning.
she gets it.
She'll learn from me.
She only speaks Spanish.
Nah.
She speaks
Like-
English. She says bitch a lot.
Yeah, she calls
The
me-
most
yeah.
important word in
Yeah.
the English vocabulary.
But that guy that he interviewed me, his Spanish was like it sounded like kind of like yours, but it was very professional,
Really?
like educational, like Spanish. Maybe because it was an interview, right? But
No one's ever told me that. Interesting.
but yeah, I feel like it's not like a straight on.
I'm gonna go
Mexican.
record myself talking in Spanish. A ver cómo me...
Yeah, because you go to Mexico? Do you go to Mexico a lot?
Yes. Now, as of recent, I do go more often. A lot more often. Oh, and I love it there. I
What
love
part?
Monterrey.
To Monterrey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
okay.
where all of my dad's family lives.
So when you go over there, like, is your Spanish the same as theirs? Or ellos hablan más, like...
They're
I don't
way
know.
more advanced. Because I don't know if you've noticed, there's... how do I explain this? When someone that is speaking Spanish and says like a joke, sometimes I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And I'm like, what's so funny?
Your dad does that.
My
Yeah.
dad does that too. He'll say something really funny to it's not funny to me, and I don't understand it because they used like it's just like English. Like we have all of these. How do I explain?
No, I know what you mean.
know what
It's
I
like
mean?
I don't know if do you have TikTok?
Yes.
Okay, you know they did that trend where it's like if you si te casas conmigo in English, if you're married to me, I don't know.
No. It's like, I can't marry somebody that's outside of my race or algo así,
Yeah.
porque how do I explain frog ass or whatever? Like, sana colita de rana.
Yes,
Like that.
like that.
Okay.
Like
yeah,
that.
I think I've seen that video. Yes, exactly. But even right now, like with what do they call it? The Z generation Z.
Is it the Z?
Gen Z, yeah.
Gen Z, yes. Their sense of humor, I don't understand it. Like I see it on TikTok sometimes, and I'm like, I don't.
Do you
it's
think
not
your
funny.
Yeah,
your
well-
sense of humor is very like hard? Because mine is hard, right? Like
I
feel
have dark sense of very dark sense of humor, and like it's something that doesn't like it's a dark sense of humor, and but yeah, going back to the Spanish thing, like they talk it much more advanced, and a lot of my cousins do speak more like fresa. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
O sea, I might say that. I feel like I do say that a lot.
Okay.
Pinta tu
yeah.
raya, güey, something
O
like
sea,
that,
me
yeah.
tapo un ojo, me tapo el otro.
Ajá,
nada
like
que
that.
ver.
You talk like that though.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
that's
where
what I'm
it's coming from.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where it's coming from.
Really?
Yeah. But
Because
obviously,
we used to make fun of Andrea, like me and my brothers, because she would say like "o sea," you know, but we don't say stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
the guy. Yeah.
ours is like more like, I'm not gonna say grosero, but it's like, yeah,
Aggressive?
way, yeah, cállate, way, like.
But that's naco. Así es hablar
But
con naco.
maybe I made it sound like
No eres fresa, eres fresón.
nah, maybe I made it sound like different, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
It's more like rough, like I don't know.
It's
But
a
we
guy-
don't
I feel like-
add like the little oop, like the you know what I'm talking
No,
about?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
think that's
high
where
pitch.
yours is coming from. But it's not like a creída fresa. It's just the way. I think that's
Yeah.
where the accent is from, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's funny.
Can we just go back to pretend like what we all originally thought?
That's funny. So
That's
what do
pretty
you
cool.
do for like, you know,
Work?
your life? Like what's a day in your life?
A day in my life. Every day is different. I don't think I have a lot of consistency other than after work. So in the mornings, you know, I wake up, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I have a lot of calls. Sometimes I don't. It all depends on the projects that I'm working on. So right now I work in construction. I do GC work. I help my dad with his businesses. So every day is just so different. I'm dealing with a lot of subcontractors, CPA, bookkeepers, administrative, like our office team. I love it. I mean, I love that every day. Like, I can't expect the same thing every day.
Yeah, then it gets boring sometimes.
Yes, and I get bored of things so easily. Like, I feel in my career, I'm a jack of all trades. And what I mean by that is, like, I did event planning for a while. I worked at HP.
Oh, I remember you telling me you did
I worked
work
at
there.
HP, and now I'm in construction. But one thing that they've all that has stayed the same throughout all the careers is creating. Like, I've always liked to create.
Mm-hmm.
Like in event planning, I created events. I curated and created events. In HP, I created experiences, and I can go more into that later. And now, like, I get to create buildings, and like I get to create there's so many different aspects to the creative word. But yeah, every day is very different. It's very stressful though, because you have to be prepared for anything. Like one day, for example, the business account can be in the negatives, like, and you're like, that's how construction works. You know, like, you're freaking out because that's how we pay, you know, you pay suppliers with that money. You pay your payroll, you know. And then the next day you have $300K in the account. You know, it's like, but you don't know that because everyone, I don't want to go too into detail with it because that's a whole other ball game. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stress, a lot of excitement. It's like, it's very exciting, and I don't, in the good and the bad way.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I genuinely enjoy it. I always kind of had my nose in construction.
Because of your dad?
Because of my dad. Even when I was at HP on the weekends, I would go to the office and I'd just poke my nose around, you know, or do some side projects with him or help him out in the office. Familiarize myself with, like, estimating and invoicing and reading the blueprints and understanding them, because I have no background in architecture, but I love it. I want to go put myself, no offense to my architect friends out there or anything, but you don't need to be in architecture to design a building. You really don't. You don't need I mean, yeah, they have all the platforms and the technology and the knowledge for it. But when you have the creativity and you like to draw things out and you really know how to, like, you know the rundown or the build out of a building, like, you understand it, that's all you need. I mean,
I think you can learn the basics, like, on your own.
Exactly.
But there is people that aren't
Well, that's what
self-taught.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like people that go for architecture and stuff, it's como going by the book, you know. Pero like what separates that is like the creativity. It is the creativity, I feel.
Yeah, I think I remember I did want to go to school for that, like architecture, but I just never went for it, like, because I've always liked the idea of, like, creating like the building stuff, you know. But I don't know why I feel like it just nunca me animé to go for it like that, you know.
It takes a special, like, because people think that it's all, like, drawing and everything. There's so much more to it. In the architect program, that I feel like you don't apply it. Just like a lot of careers, like a lot of what you learn in college, you don't apply that when you're out in the real world working your daily job, you know? So, but yeah.
It's like algebra. Like, I mean, do you ever really use math to that extent?
Geometry, all those other different types of math.
You know, like, it's not like, I mean, you really just need to know the basic math. Now you have programs that, like Excel.
Exactly. I feel like being street smart is so much more important than being book smart.
Yeah, I think so too.
I feel like that's what gets you through life.
Yeah, being street smart.
Yeah, like, you know, it really, it makes me so mad when people tell me, you need to read Rich Dad, or you need to read How to Be Successful in a Year, in 365 days. I have yet to read a book about business or about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all those really popular books. I don't feel like people need to live by their own rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people nowadays depend on what someone else is putting out there. Or just because they became a millionaire in 1 week, you need to follow his 5 steps to be a million. You know, like, I think that's all false advertising. And people are lazy these days, so they think that by reading a book, and yeah, don't get me wrong, educate yourself. I think education is definitely power. A lot of things are power. Money is power. Like,
no, yeah,
it's but it's true. Like, money is power. Maybe even more so, more powerful than education.
Do you feel that I'm getting this vibe, right? That you are super like strong-minded.
Yes.
So I feel like I can relate to what you're saying, you know. I don't think I've bought one book, like a self-person book or whatever, you know,
like self-improvement.
Yeah, self-improvement book, right? And I think you read those books, right?
I've listened to them, or I get like the Rich Dad Poor Dad and all that stuff, like little summaries and shit. It's because I don't read.
So since you've read it, what do you think about the book?
I like them porque I would take, growing up, like I would take like little bits and pieces and just be like, oh, I should do this, like kind of like money management type, you know, stuff like that. Or Dave Ramsey, you know, like tackling debt and shit like that, like Snowball, all that shit. Like I just feel like, okay, maybe I should try this. Maybe I should try this for my, you know. Pero obviously, like a lot of stuff doesn't like really apply to like my life,
or translate,
you know? So I have to like kind of move it around to fit my lifestyle or whatever. But
basically,
but it's just, to me, it's like a base, like, okay, this is what there is, or this is what the book's about. Let me try to like figure it out, you know, and then from there I'll like implement my own shit, you know.
Yeah, I do think that because the reason I say you're strong-minded is because I feel like I'm the same way, where you don't, there's 2 type of people, right? You can be strong-minded or weak-minded. And I've said it before, right? And I'm just like, I know that there's people that just need that push from somebody. You know what I mean? And I think that's where the books come in.
Yes, absolutely.
To play, like...
Yeah, when you're feeling like... don't get me wrong. Like, if you want to do something... How do I explain this? If you want to learn something new to apply it to your life, that's different. But don't read a book just because it's going to tell you how to get rich or how to be successful.
Yeah. Or thinking that you're going to read this book in a month and then next month you're going to be rich.
Yeah,
like that,
absolutely not. And a lot of people are blind to that. Because I love to read.
I was going to say that
thrillers and romance and a lot of girly shit.
Have you read It Started?
Yes, and I read that like last year, maybe 2 years ago. I'm not sure. And I cried.
It Ends With Us and then It Starts With Us came out in October.
Yeah, and I already read it.
You did?
The second book.
You saw that they're already putting...
Making Yes with Blake Lively.
Yeah, I don't think she's good for it, though. I love her, though.
She's good for it.
I don't think I think she's too old. You're not going to know, babe. It's the book.
I know Blake Lively.
No, I'm saying the book. The one that you were
no,
like...
pero, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
The horneado one?
Yeah. Because I would tell him, like, oh, my God, they have, like, crazy sex scenes and
I know
It Ends With Us, you know.
So I was like, man, all of y'all are todas horneadas, because they had like a group, right? Like,
it was me and my friends. We were reading it together, so we would FaceTime to talk about it, you know. And it was just so funny. Were you Team Ryo or Atlas?
Why'd you put me in the spot like
because
that?
me and my friends be going at it because I was always team Ryle until like
Me too.
right.
I low-key still kind of am.
Me too. But it's just
it's like you don't want to admit it,
because,
right?
Yeah, and my friends are like, one of them was like, tell us if Roland hits you, you're giving me red flags, and I'm like, no, dude.
Le gusta que le peguen.
I was like, no, dude, it's just. He's such a great guy, but that's just his one flaw, right? That he doesn't know how to react. But I mean, I'm not gonna get too deep into the book, right? But I love Atlas too, though. He's cool. He's a good guy.
Yeah, but he's too much of a good guy.
He's too perfect.
Yes.
Right? And then we complain why we get shitty guys, right? Like,
why is that though? Why is that? Like, okay, I mean, I don't know anything about the book, but it's like if
you're a perfect guy for me, babe.
I love
why?
that.
Because I like
goals.
Huh?
I'm up and down or what?
Yeah, because I can control you. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn. Then she's gonna instigate? No, we're gonna have to talk after this.
He's gonna say this is off the record.
But what were you gonna say? Why do girls do that?
Yeah, so why? I mean, we can go on a quick break. And then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So we left off talking about why girls go for like the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think it's necessarily
not going for the bad guy, but why like I guess I mean from the book, if you guys are saying like this guy's too perfect, porque
not just go with him.
Yeah.
I personally think
like a clingy thing or
look, I think it's a passion thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has to do with feelings.
It has like I can tell in the book and from the way and you know this is gonna translate into real life, but us women we love passion, and Ryle was very passionate. He would do things that seem crazy, like
going to her apartment.
Ryle
yeah,
is
like imagine,
who's the perfect one?
Atlas.
Okay, and Ryle is like the
he's the baby daddy.
The baby daddy,
that is
the
a,
mental guy.
He's
got issues.
Issues.
Yeah.
Okay,
He has
the issue guy and then like the perfect guy.
Not an issue guy. He just doesn't know how to react to the situations. That's his problem. Él no sabe cómo.
Okay, so he's
reaccionar.
¿cómo se llama? Jacob. And the
Yes,
that's perfect
example.
Yeah.
Okay, he's the wolf. Okay,
Yeah, he's the wolf.
And the other one was like obviously the perfect guy. You know, just grew up and has his own shit. They both have their shit together, really. But she's right. I think it's the other guy.
It's a passion thing, and I think it's thrilling. You know, because
it's exciting.
It is exciting. Exactly. Back to what I was saying earlier. Like we crave. Like it's like a drug. Like the feeling of he keeps me on my toes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And with people with men like Atlas, you know what to expect every single day.
Yeah. And then if you're the type of person that gets bored, then it just doesn't work out. Like I've told you before that.
So everybody needs a little bit of drama.
No, it's not drama. It's just the spice of the relationship. Yeah. You know, like I've told you, but it's to an extent. You're not gonna get into a relationship.
Okay, but I think this goes into asking the question: is love a choice? Like, do you? I feel like. Do you feel like you need to marry the person that you're madly in love with? And he makes you crazy and like he just, you know what I mean, like
a need, like como okay, I kind of feel like okay, go ahead.
Or is it a choice like I choose to love him because he is good to me, it's consistent every day, like.
Well, I think it just depends on the type of person you are. Me personally, right? I am the type of person that I feel like I do get bored easily, you know, and but I also respect myself as a person because I'm very I used to be very independent, you know, and for me to give a lot to him was like a lot, right? But I feel like with him, I always tell him like I could never, like props to whoever does this, right? But I could never come home and then just be like he went to work his labor job and is waiting for me to have dinner for him and then just watch TV. Like it could never be my life.
Well, you know, because that's like the typical thing, you know.
It is a typical thing.
It is.
And props to whoever
unfortunately
likes that life, you know? Like, but it's just not me.
I feel like people can have that life, you know, pero not expect it. Like, not each one of them expect that from the other. So it's like, if I come home from work and then you want to have dinner ready or whatever, then cool, you know. Like to me, it's like, oh, that's great. But I'm not like machista where I'm just like, hey, like, where's my fucking breakfast?
Yeah,
like,
like,
where the
well,
fuck
bitch,
is my
cook it.
lunch? Like,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like I don't know. Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
go
like,
either
it's
way.
like some women are meant to be housewives because they want that, and some women want to be hardworking. Like, I don't even. Like, a lot of people are like, I want to retire by 30. And I'm like, I never want to retire. Like,
Well, you enjoy what you do
know?
too, though. And
Yeah.
you don't have kids.
and honestly, I don't even think
The retire by 30 is like in the books too.
It is?
Yeah, it
That
is.
type of shit, you know, like.
I'm just like, I know, like, I get it. Like, you retire and maybe you have all this money and you want to go enjoy your life. But me enjoying my life, it's a balance of work and play.
Yeah, you want to be
forever.
productive, you know?
Yeah, like, I
Yeah.
want to feel like I'm achieving things and I'm checking things off my list. And
Sorry.
like, I have other plans. Like, it's never gonna stop. I'm never gonna settle for like, okay, once I'm done building these houses, I'm done. No, I've already bought another lot. Like, we've got another lot where, you know, things are being forecasted and planned ahead, and it's a brand that we're building. And yeah, like, it's a lot. So I don't see myself ever
Settling.
reaching a goal like, I'm gonna build 100 houses and I'm done. No, it's like, I want people to reach out to me to say, I want you to build my house. Like, somebody all the way out in freaking Australia or something. I don't know. Like, I'm a big dreamer, but I'm also a big on working hard, you know?
Do you think you're more of a dreamer or you're more realistic?
Reality hit me really hard a few years ago, so I feel like I have found the balance.
In between.
And now I feel like I'm more realistic, and it's scary. Being realistic is actually really scary because in your head you think that things were a certain way, and then when reality hits you hard, it's like you have to make sense of it, you know? So like, and to me that's scary porque you're so used to, I want to like speak in Spanish.
No, you
You
can.
can.
You're so used to believing things are a certain way. But then when you have a shift in your life, right, you have to adjust with it. Like, we have to continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Or we're going to be left behind. So that's what I had to do, you know? And now it's like, I still want to dream, but I dream realistically.
Okay. That's,
know?
I was going to say, that's where it's at. Like, when you're dreaming realistically. Like,
Exactly.
if not, then yeah, like, you are going to, reality's going to hit and you're going to be like, oh, shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
And you have to recover and you have to continue and yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like, maybe, you know, everybody probably goes through that reality hit once in their lifetime.
Absolutely.
And it just depends, you know, when it does happen to you in your life, right? You know, I feel like to me it happened when I was super young. So I was just like, oh shit, you know, like I'm on my own. I got to figure it out at such a young age that I feel like that's what guided me to be strong-minded, independent, you know, reaching whatever I want to do in my life, right? And but yeah, the reason I wanted to hit that, it was just because I know you have like a lot of goals and dreams, like with what you have going on, and you don't have an end goal from what I'm getting. Like, it's no end goal.
No, there's no end goal. Like, for me, it's okay. What's the next what's the next big thing? It doesn't even have to be a big thing. It just has to be a thing.
Yeah.
Because I want to continually, like, I don't see it as a quantity thing. I see it as a quality thing. So for me, I don't speak in volume. I speak in like quality. Like, everything that I'm going to be doing is going to be quality, and I want to continue to deliver that. Does that make sense?
No, yeah.
So, yeah.
So what about you? Let's touch on like your business then. You know, so there's Erika Aime Luxury Living.
Erika Amy Luxury Living.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I said it in Spanish because I know my friend likes when I call her Aime, but I always call her Amy.
It's funny, actually. I didn't want to name it that.
Oh, you didn't?
So I'm gonna tell you a story.
Okay.
This is good. So when I first started in this industry of designing houses, well, obviously the first step is to look for a lot, right?
Yeah.
So I found a realtor. Her name is Jamie Rodriguez, and I love her to death. And how I found her was I was on Zillow browsing for lots, you know, typical like no-brainer. And when you come across a lot on Zillow, like the information of a realtor comes up on the right-hand side, like interested in this lot, call XYZ. So I call her, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she's the listing agent.
Oh, okay.
So I call her And I'm like, hey, I'm interested in knowing more about this property. Does it have any deed restrictions? Like, you know, I know all the things to look for.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm actually down the street from it. I'll FaceTime you while I'm there. Like, I don't know this lady, you know? Mm-hmm. And it was pouring rain. She was in heels. Heels. Yeah. I feel like I say that.
Heels.
You said it right. Yeah,
she was in heels. And she's like, okay, well, there's a bus stop right here. I don't think that's a good idea. There must be some kind of, like, issue with that because, you know, it goes into the building line. Like, it was a whole ordeal. And that's when I knew she was the one. The fact that in that moment when I called her, she was like, I'm down the street. She went there for me. It was raining. Yes. And I can pick a go-getter from, like, a group of 1,000 people. Like, and, like, I don't know, I go off energy, and she gave me, like, this really good energy.
Yeah.
And ever since then, we've been, like, this. She's one of those realtors that goes above and beyond. Like, things that I didn't even ask of her, that I didn't even expect. You know?
Yeah.
She's not just constantly selling me listings.
Yeah.
She's doing the research on each one of these individual listings and, like, trying to see how we can get something cheap. Like, she's really strategic. That's the word. She's super strategic and knows her shit and is super good in sales. And she's, like, a super big blessing in my life. But so whenever we bought the lot, I was like, okay, I know that I don't want to be like all these other builders that are building these cookie cutter homes that all look the same.
Yeah.
They're not authentic at all. Like, I want to create, like, I've always loved Spanish architecture.
Oh my God, yes. I would tell him that when we built our house, like, I would want, like, a house like that.
Like a little hacienda or something.
Yeah, like, I always wanted the U-shaped.
Yes, the arches.
No, like the shape of the house. Like, I don't want the regular,
like an hacienda.
Yeah, like an hacienda. Yeah, like, I always wanted something like that. And I would tell him, like,
with a courtyard in the middle.
Yeah, literally. And then, but I mean, anyways, and then you were saying?
We can design it for you. But, so something I did, I was like, can we go and tour like townhomes, but pretend like I'm a buyer? Because I'm not going to tell them, like, oh, I'm a builder. Yeah. I'm over here, like, plotting on you. No. Yeah. Like, I'm over here trying to see your work, so I make sure I don't do it, you know? Yeah. So she would schedule walkthroughs all in Edo because I really want to focus in East Downtown. I feel like that's
the area that's growing right now.
Yes, and it's has the culture that I'm looking for because they conserve. What I love about that area is that they conserve the culture and, like, the authenticity of it, as opposed to just, like, gentrifying it or revitalizing it, whatever the word may be best fit to use. But I love that, and I feel like my design fits perfectly in that community because it's predominantly Hispanic, you know, and I feel like the Spanish style is really liked by a lot of other different cultures. Yeah. So, like, I want to be able to bring something to people of our age and maybe in their 30s, 40s that want something modern but traditional, you know, because I don't know what it is. I hate a lot of squares. Like, you know, when you walk into these modern homes or you see them online, they're very square and plain. And I'm sorry, I don't think less is more. I feel like less is more in some ways when it comes to decorating a house, but the build of a house, you have to make it unique. It can't just be a square with doors and windows. It's like, what makes it different from the house next door? You know, like, what's the wow factor, you know? Yeah. So as I walk these houses, that was something I kept in mind. And I was like, we would walk with Jamie and I was like, I like this. I would change that for this. Like, I was redesigning the house in my head on how I could make it better without a clue of what I'm going to build on my lot. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just knowing what I don't want. I was trying to figure out what I knew I did not want to build. So we would have a lot of meetings every week, her and I, in the beginning. Now we kind of meet once a week. And I would frantically walk around my office, like, and I would print out. I have, like, a cork board in my office of, like, all these printouts of different, like, finishes and textures and shapes and windows and, and I would talk about I'm really good at like walking and talking, and that's how my ideas come to life. Like I have to talk to somebody, and that's how like I start revving. So literally. So I would explain to her like I didn't like what this one house had, but I liked what this house had, and I would combine this with this and this color with that color, and that window would be an arch because I like arches to me represent Spanish architecture. And she's like, why don't you're talking about I like this, I like that, and I would do this and I would do that. It's like it's your design. Why don't you call it Erika Amy something living? Like make it, because it's what you like, this is you it's like authentically you. So I was like, that's too to me, I don't like to be, that's too much spotlight, you know, when your name is like on your brand. It's not like a creative, like I don't know, urban living, like their brand. It's literally my name, luxury living. So I was like, I mean, you're right. And then she's like, you got to capitalize on that. Like we have to like, she made a good point. When you go shopping for a designer bag, what do you know? Prada, Chanel.
The big name brands.
The big name. And then the cheaper brands are like what? I don't know, Fossil, Michael Kors. I don't think they're that cheap, but they're not at that level. So she told me, she's like, do you want to be in a Michael Kors level or do you want to be at a Chanel level? Because what you're telling me, the way you're explaining these houses is a lot of quality. And with quality comes a lot of money. So I was like, you're so right. Like, I want people to say, oh, I live in an Erika Amy luxury home. What do you live in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people say, oh, I live in a Perry home.
Yeah, the Perry homes, yeah.
Like, it's a designer thing, but residential. You know, it's like, so I was like, oh, that sounds so nice for somebody to say. Oh, I live in...
Yeah?
You know?
Is that what convinced you?
Yeah, it made sense. You know, it's like, it's a total branding, like, mechanism, you know? When your name is a part of it, it's like, it's a brand. It's literally a brand, and it's a brand because it was designed by me. It has my name in it. It's like, I literally handpicked every freaking corner of this house. I think I made changes like 15 times, 20 times. That's why it took forever for me. It's been a year now, and they're still not like even breaking ground yet. But it took me a good few amount of months to finalize the designs. Like I'd be in bed sleeping. I would be like, this window needs to be 4 feet instead of 2. And I would take out my iPad and like make a note because
then you'd forget.
Yeah, I am very forgetful. So I was consistently making changes, and
is this sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so this is your big first project under Erika Amy Luxury Living.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what you posted, right? Like on
the townhomes.
Okay, so it's 5?
It's 5 houses,
and they're all different.
So no, they all, yes and no.
Okay.
They're pretty much the same, except one might be smaller than the others because City of Houston made me do it. Because I was at war with them. It was horrible. They're like, your building line, your houses don't need to start here, they need to start here. So that meant I had to reduce one of the houses, which
it bothers
you.
So
when I do all of them, reduce like a little bit in all of them. Because
I want most of them, like I want to be able to give like I saw it this way. I could reduce one, like everyone wants a bigger house, right? You want to have, especially in a townhome, because you're losing space.
Yeah.
I mean, you're living up and not out.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't have any backyard. So I was like, especially being so close to downtown, you want to have the option of living in a bigger home, more spacious, more windows, more sunlight, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, it won't hurt to reduce one and make it cheaper for someone that might really like the house, but can't afford
like a bigger one.
So maybe a smaller one is good.
Yeah.
And I just really wanted to take advantage of the space. It's like if I reduce more than one,
then it would have been like a lot.
Yeah, then I'm cutting. I'm cutting into the space. Like I'm limiting the space, the usage.
Yeah.
You know, so
when are you breaking ground,
girl? This is why I hate posting on Instagram, because I'm anticipating, next week. But then City of Houston comes back with, just kidding. You need to write a letter and notarize it stating why you're going to use, like, how you're going to use the common space in this area. You know, like, literally, it's hell. Like, it is so hard. And just when you think you're done, you're like, oh, finally, I have a project number. Boom, they pop out with something else. Yeah, it's like, now your new total is $12,000. Like, it's literally, that's like, it's so stressful that like I lose my appetite. Like, I can't even, because I'm so anxious to just get started. And I thought I created a whole construction timeline, like an entire construction timeline, and I've had to readjust it like 8 times now. So I just gotta roll with the punches. Like, I'm not letting it discourage me, because I know what the end product is gonna be. And I'm like trying to romanticize my life. I'm thinking, it's okay. By the time I'm done, there'll be more development surrounding the area. So that means it'll be more valuable. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because there's I don't know if y'all have heard, but there's like East River project going on. It's gonna basically be like another little city center, like down the street from my lot.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I don't know have y'all seen that new big golf course that they built over there? There's so much going on. Like, y supuestamente they're building a river walk, like something similar to like the San Antonio
one over there,
with restaurants and bars, like right there on the Buffalo Bayou.
Oh, because we don't go that way a lot.
Not too much, no.
It's cute. On Sundays they have like this little, on navigation on the Esplanade. They have a lot of, it's like a little flea market.
Yeah, navigation by what is that?
Ninfas. Well, my lot is literally in front.
What? Really?
So it's navigation and then Angle Key. My lot's Angle Key.
Oh, wow. Thanks. So it's not that far.
No, I can walk to like it's a 7-minute walk to like the Minute Maid.
Oh, wow.
Stadium.
So are you going to be living there or no?
So see, that's like a financial question, because if I decide that I want to keep a house, it's going to cut into my profit, right? Now I could turn around and say, well, I can live in it for a year and then rent it out and make profit, because I do want to rent one out. So when the World Cup comes, I can rent it out during the World Cup. And like, that's so much money, or I can Airbnb it, whatever it may be. But I don't know, because for me, it's like I want to take the profit and put it in another lot and put it into another project and inject it elsewhere. Like yeah, I do want to design my house, and I want to, but
you're not in a rush.
I'm not in a rush right now. Like, I'm trying to establish my brand more than anything. I come last. Like, I really want to create these things for people. Like, a home is so important.
But you're happy where you're at, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. I do get hard on myself, and I'm like, oh, I should be doing more. Like, I need to, like, I need to be doing more. I need to be more, I don't know, I feel like I need to be managing like 10 projects at once. I'm crazy, and I love working under pressure.
What does your dad tell you, though?
He's really good at keeping me busy, too. Like,
are y'all together with
Yes, because so we have a building, like TG Builders.
Okay.
So Torres Group Investments bought the lot.
Oh,
does that make sense?
Oh, okay, yeah.
TG Builders is building the houses. Erika Luxury Living is designing them.
Oh, you see? And it's all you and your dad.
It's all me and my dad.
So it's 3 different...
Erika Luxury Living is me.
Yeah.
Imagine him this.
He's like, no, pues ponle ahí
unas florecitas.
Yeah, so then basically all 3 businesses is under you and your dad, and they're all being put into work this one project.
Exactly. So we're like owner, builder, designer, all in one house. And we want to continue to do that. Like,
for others, and then just,
Yeah, because he has a huge commercial plumbing business. Like, that's a madhouse. Like, that's what pays the bill. Like, that is what generates the money. But yeah, like, honestly, if everything I've learned under construction, and I owe it to my dad. Like, he's taught me the reality of it, because being a woman in construction,
they don't take you serious.
Oh God, no. It's like, you gotta kind of prove yourself, and when they see that you know what you're talking about, it's like, oh, she knows her shit. Like, my bad. Like, ahora sí me respetan. You know what I mean? Because they see me like, oh, she's just some pretty girl that thinks, she knows her stuff.
She just wants to design.
She just wants to doodle or what. No, but I know the stuff. And of course, like, I'm continuing to learn. There's so much to it.
Yeah.
So much to it. And then the thing is, like, City of Houston continues to change their policies and their building codes. So I kind of have to roll with that wave.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this man challenges me every single day and has, I mean, I don't believe in idols, but I do idolize him. And he's the only person, that I would ever idolize, because I saw him get there. Like, when we were little girls, estaba matando chivos. Like, he would have me and my sister, like, hold down the goats, and he would butcher them and sell them. Yeah, that's where, that's a curveball.
She's like, I was holding it down.
Yeah, like, my dad would have me and Laura chase the goats and hold them down. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is so wild.
Girl, yeah. So that's where it started. So to see him become what he is now.
It's amazing. Like, you see the growth.
I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, pero like, gracias a Dios, like, for me, it's, like, he's my foundation. Yeah. Like, I'm lucky enough to have a dad that is already making it.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, just even at that, like, having your dad be a part of it,
yes,
and understanding, like, where you're coming from, at a younger age, because I feel like a lot of dads are very old school.
Yeah, and they don't take you seriously.
But
I had to prove myself to my dad too, because I wasn't working with my dad till recently. I was working event planning and then at HP, and I was working. Like, in every role that I've ever had, I always give it my 1010%. Because it's a reputation. Like, I want people to know me, like, oh, she gets it done and she does it right and she makes numbers. You know what I mean? Because for me, in every business that I've been a part of, it's like, it's the numbers.
Yeah. Like, so it's always been somewhat sales in a way?
Yeah, somewhat sales. And I always, like, it's also, like, the review. What feedback? I think feedback is huge, because I worked in corporate America, and, like, everything you do, there's going to be criticism. You know what I mean? Office jobs are easy. And I think that's why I was able to do more than the bare minimum. Yeah. Because I found it so easy. And I've had bad bosses and great bosses, but my performance never changed.
And what's been your favorite job?
My favorite job before... this one is definitely my favorite job.
This one? Okay.
But... HP was so fun because I was able to do a little bit of everything. Like, I was able to incorporate my event planning skills and also do business strategies. So I would look into different markets, see where our products were doing good or bad, and then I would implement a strategy on how we can better sell this product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you said you would build experiences.
Yes, so I would build experiences. So when it came to that, I did a lot of, like, philanthropy stuff with HP. So during COVID, the PC became essential, right? So a lot of people started working from home, which means companies like HP went upward. We did not slow down. So we started this program called HP Refresh, where we were donating PCs to families of up to 5, because you can't have 5 kids working off of one laptop, because school continued from home. So I set up this program where we would refresh these laptops and donate them to schools and families through Big Brothers Big Sisters, Baker Ripley. We partnered with them a lot. So I was able to create, like, these experiences and, like, being able to improve experiences for children and, like, businesses, families, etc. through technology. So because a lot of our technical engineers throw away the laptops that they're testing, but they're great laptops, they work. So I reached out to every single engineer department, not even in Houston, like, I mean, we have locations all over the world, to donate them, and we would refresh them and donate them
somewhere
back
else.
Wow.
Wait, hold on. With that being said, do you want to restart the...
Yeah, we'll go on a quick break.
And so how do you do that then? Because honestly, to me, like I told you, like it's rare. Not that like, oh, I idolize you, you know, but I do follow. I've been following you for a long time, right? So I'm always like, damn, she's a go-getter, right? Like, and it's inspiring to see you go to the gym, work out, basically look like you have your life together, you know, at such a young age, right? So I'm just like, damn, I want to meet her, pick her brain. I like we like to pick on people's brains to see how it is, you know, and what they got going on. So how is it for you as like a single girl being so successful in a guy industry, really?
Honestly, I feel like there's a lot of advantages to it. Because you're like an object that, like an extraterrestrial. Like if we, you know what I mean? It's like ooh and ah, like what does she do? Or like how does she talk?
Is she just an assistant?
Yeah. Oh, I have a story about that one. But yeah, like it's a lot of, like, yeah, they look at you and they think you're ditzy or whatever. Y a veces yo también me hago la tonta, right? But that's how I get more information. So, like, I like to pick brains, too. I don't necessarily think that everyone in construction is smart. No, but I feel like I can easily, like, notice what they're doing wrong and how I could do that right. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, I feel like those relationships are like transactions when it comes to construction. It's like you don't have to like anyone. Like, I don't like half the people that I meet in construction, honestly, because a lot of them have their heads blown up and they have these huge egos and they're all about money, money, money. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, of course, I'm not gonna talk to you a different way.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I'm super professional, extremely professional. But I'm also not going to let someone talk down to me, you know? Antes yo era más, before I would act more, it would affect me more. When I first started, it was more like, I'm not going to let, like, I would let it bother me a lot. And now I just laugh at it. Because why am I going to stress over, that's honestly, if he's laughing at me, it's because I'm intimidating to him. You know what I mean? Like, oh, a female in construction. Or, you know, to me...
But, like, who are you talking to? Like, who...
subcontractors. Okay. Clients.
It goes from different
Yeah, because we GC jobs, too. So, like, we do a lot of remodels, a lot of gas stations, C-stores, shopping centers, 24/7 clinics. Like, de todo. Pero puro comercial. Like, when it comes to the GC stuff and all of the plumbing stuff. So, yeah, it's... I don't let it affect me anymore like I have in the past. And of course, I have a lot to work on, especially as like somebody in the field and as a woman. But yeah, I honestly enjoy those challenges because it's like, how can I be better? You know, it's like I'm constantly every day trying to improve my skill, my craft, my communication skills too, because some subcontractors, I mean, most of them are Hispanics.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are not professional. And you have to know boundaries, you know? And when they see a woman walk to a job site, andan con la baba, o sea, you know, like with their tongues out, like drooling.
No,
I'm just thinking of your dad's workers.
No, it's fucking true.
It is true. So to me, it's funny. I find it so funny.
Yeah. Does your dad, have they hit on you in front of your dad?
No, they would never. Ooh, that is a man that you do not cross. Oh, because it's one time somebody sent flowers to me and it was secret admirer and we couldn't figure out who it was.
Did you posted it, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I did. Well, we found out all right. It was so directly in front of our office there is an auto sell junkyard, like a place where you go to get your car after it's been towed.
Okay.
Well, he sent me a big ass bouquet of flowers with a note that said, "You are sunshine," or "You're my sunshine," or something. My dad found out it was him and went and threw he threw the bouquet of flowers at his front door. And because he's a disgusting man, like he's nasty, but a mí me da asco.
Yeah.
And of course he said his words or whatever. But yeah, like, I mean, my dad knows when and where.
Yeah.
And I love that because, like, I think it's like it's a respect thing. Like,
yeah.
So I pick and choose which ones I want to give to my dad and which ones I don't, you know? So, because most of the time I can handle it myself. I prefer to handle it myself. But I don't take it seriously. It's all a joke. O sea, se chiflan. It's chiflazón, you know? It's something that they don't see every day on a field or whatever. But I do my best to dress, like, not showing my ass or not showing my legs or too much of anything. Like, on a daily basis.
But really, it doesn't matter, though. Like,
it doesn't. Yes, you're right. It doesn't matter. Pero se ve mal if I'm over there in these tight jeans, in a crop top.
No, yeah.
It doesn't look right.
Yeah.
And
it's all about professionalism.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, but you just have to know how to communicate with the different audiences, if that makes sense. There's a time to be aggressive. There's a time to be nice. There's a time to be a little more firm. And I'm learning to balance all of them out because it's a lot. Like, you can be getting phone calls and you're getting mad at one person, but then you're getting another call and you gotta cool it. And it's like volumes to everything.
So what is your, like, actual position, like, where you have to go out to these fields and stuff? Would you say?
It all depends. Like, walking a job site. Like, let's say we're gonna get a job somewhere.
And you go with your dad then?
Well, a lot of times I go by myself. Or with my dad. It just all depends.
And is it like you go to see if you want to take the job or if you're going to go bid on it or?
Yes. So typically, before I even bid on it, I need to look at the job. Yeah. So you need to assess. Like, you look at the blueprints, right? So, but I get a better idea when you're at the site. Like, okay, this is there. Okay, well, that's broken. Like, if it's a remodel, you have to go. If there's nothing on the land, I mean, there's nothing to go see. Mm-hmm. You can typically just look it up online. Like, there's this platform called Gyms where you can look at all of the underground and see where the water connection is, where the gas connection is, sewer, etc. So that's basically what we go off of is like, okay, well, you make the connection here.
Yeah.
The material, the specs of everything, that's all listed on the blueprints. So you basically go off that. And then typically I'll meet the client at the job site just to get, like, a feel for everything. Like, does the land need to be leveled? Do we need to, you know what I mean? We need to clear the land. Because that's also a price that you have to implement in your bid, right? Clearing the lot, leveling the lot. All of the dumpster, the rental of the dumpster to dump all of the crap. Like, it's a lot of little details, which is good. It's like we have a matrix, right? Where we compare, like, okay, this is what we're thinking, but this is where we're at as far as prices. So, because when we do bids, like, we send it out to multiple electricians, multiple framers, multiple concrete guys. So see who comes at the best price.
Yeah. Dang.
So it's like a Rolodex of subcontractors.
Oh wow! And that's like an app, right? I mean, like a place where you can go do that, or you already have your contacts.
No, we have our contacts. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and those are all built through, like, past jobs or relationships. Like, it's really good to take care of the relationships you have with your subs.
Yeah.
Porque así they take care of you.
Yeah.
With the pricing.
Yeah. Huh. That's crazy. Like, his dad does the painting.
Yeah. Which is crazy because I'm, like, sitting pretty much on the other side. So it's like, I feel like you're, like, overlooking all these, like, subcontractors and I'm, like, with one subcontractor. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm, like, looking at you like, all right, like, you would be that person that walks the job site and then, like, these guys are just, like,
and the subs talk a lot of shit about those guys that go walk the properties.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So what I see a lot is, like, let's say somebody walks the job or they're like, hey, guys, like, you should be painting like this, or you shouldn't paint yet porque they're gonna install this and no sé qué. And then, like, my dad's guys are just like, no sabe,
yes,
you know, like, they're always
that
like,
is the number one phrase, no sabe.
Like,
no sabo.
They don't know how they shake.
No sabo. But yeah, that's the number one phrase. I mean, with your subs, you gotta kind of trust their work and not, oh, you should do it this way, not that way. There's a way to ask for things.
Yeah. So my mind, in my mind, I was thinking, like, the whole time you're talking, I was like, at what point do you have enough like education or enough experience that you feel confident enough to walk a job and know what's being done right or what's being done like
I don't even the thing about being a GC or a builder or being in that industry, it's of course you have to have knowledge on, you know, how it's being built, when it's being built, because sometimes you shouldn't pour because it has to be inspected. Does that make sense? So like if you have pipes or something, it has to be inspected before you go pour over it, because then
a concrete guy, he's gonna go and do his job.
Exactly.
He's like, I'm gonna pour the and whatever, like, you know.
Exactly. And I think more importantly, as a contractor, you have to have everyone in line to know when their part comes in. That is key. Like, it's so important. Yeah. So it's not necessarily because if you're hiring them, it's because they know their craft. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you as a GC have to be checking in on them all the time, it's because they're not a good sub. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No one likes to be micromanaged. You know? No. And there's a lot of GCs that do that. Like, ahí andan con la nariz bien. Checando todo. Uh-huh. So, I think it's super important. I mean, it's a respect thing, right? Like, if you hire me for a job, like, if you hired me to paint this wall, are you going to be standing in that corner watching me paint this wall?
No, yeah.
If you hired me and you're paying me money for my service, it's because you trust that I'm
doing my job.
I'm doing my job. Now, if you're going to stay here because you don't want me to rob anything, that's a different story.
No, yeah.
You know?
They've done that.
Because there's a ton of equipment here that I could take home.
I don't know, but I just dealt with that, like the standing in the corner thing.
It's annoying. It's
Pero
so annoying.
I think the dude era el hijo del owner of the
Siempre son los hijos.
He's young, man. He's like 20. I was like, damn, bro. Like, he's like, porque he was very unsure, you know. He was very unsure of like, so is it gonna look like this? Like,
or maybe he was just joining the dad and he wants to make sure it's good and not fuck up and get blamed on.
Porque a lot of I like when like the superintendents are there and then like they head out, like they leave, like, hey, I'll be back. You know, I'm gonna go to another job. I'll be back. Whatever. If you need me, call me. They're not just there like just watching shit. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Superintendents know more than the son of the owner. That's for sure. Yeah. Because that's what they're hired for.
So like today we dealt with a superintendent, but he's real cool, you know. But then he left, and then llegó
El hijo.
No, his boss.
Oh, the owner maybe.
Well, he's not. Yeah, like he's under the owner.
Okay.
And then he's real cool, like. Because we know all of them, you know, like everybody that hires my dad, pues we're all cool with them. We've gone to their house type shit. Like, so when they talk to us, se siente like not intimidating, you know. It's like he talks to me like, they know that I'm my dad's son type shit, you know. Like, so it's like they know to talk to me or whatever. Yeah. But
and sometimes they'll go talk to him instead of his dad.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, but, and he'll be like, "What the fuck? My dad's right here."
I'm like, my dad's right there, bro. Like, don't talk to me. Yeah, because I don't like dealing with that shit either, though, you know, like, but
it's so funny because, like, I see how you do a lot of the stuff for your dad. Like, I feel like I do that for his dad, and I'm always telling his dad, I'm like, man, just hire me, dude, like, right? Because I feel like, because I'm a notary, so like I'll be notarizing like all his paperwork, and we just finished with like this big fucking problem, right? And I had to go through like his dad's emails and like.
Was it like a lawsuit thing?
Yeah, it was a lawsuit thing.
Okay.
The show was crazy.
It was like, I was like, dude, why are you telling me this now? Like, you know, salió regañado tu papá, right? Like, like I got on him, his mom got on him.
Yo vivo regañando a mi papá.
Yeah, and I'm just like.
Over things like that, you know?
Yeah.
Because it is stressful. And, like, that's family. So it impacts you even more.
And then you just hate the fact that you don't want them to get taken advantage of, you know?
Of course. Absolutely.
So then, I mean, it's just like... And I told his dad, like... I mean, if you need help, just tell me, like... And now I feel like now he does text me more often. Be like, hey, can you scan this in, send it, or notarize this? Or, you know, like, email here, or check his ADP or whatever. And, like, I'll just do that for him, you know? He don't hire me yet, but... He's never, like, I feel like he's just not, like, ready. Because his mom is his assistant.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Pretty much. I mean,
his mom is.
That's nice.
Yeah, but
That's
she'll
good.
do it like I do it, right?
Yeah,
like
she does
she'll
it.
be
Because
like,
I mean, you're probably more tech savvy.
yeah. So she'll be
Yeah.
like, Evelyn, ¿me puedes ayudar? And I'm like, you need to get fired.
That's
I always tell
funny.
her, I'm like, he needs to fire you.
honestly.
Quit your job.
I was
woman.
like, he needs to fire you. But I mean, I don't mind helping them. Like I love them.
But
you
I
know?
feel like that's kind of like our role when it comes to family business. Like,
Yeah.
like I protect my dad a lot when he least expects it. Like, ese hombre is going, he thinks he can be at 5 places at once. And sometimes I really do think he's at 5 places at once. And there's so much going on in the back end, you know, in the office stuff. And he's closing like deals and doing all this stuff. But there's like so much coordinating, scheduling, inspections. Like,
that he's not taking into account.
yes and no. He's always aware of everything. I don't know how he does it. But there's things that come up. Like in the CPA side, IRS side, accounting, like there's things that come up and it's stressful. Like to me, it's really stressful. But I'm thinking to myself, my dad already has enough on his plate. I need to deal with this on my own. You know what I mean? So I take on a lot of that to protect him because I need him focused on other things so we can continue to perform and outperform the last month and continue to get jobs because he's really good at like
Getting the
sourcing
jobs.
new
Oh, okay.
jobs.
But
Yeah.
is this something that you and your dad sat down and you were like, hey, look, I'm going to do this for you? Or is it just you
We
taking
don't have
it on?
no
Like,
game plan. We roll with it. Like I said, every day is different. I can't tell you what my role is. I'm my own boss. I'm a business person. I'm operations. I'm like everything, you know, like it's a lot. I'm a bookkeeper. Like,
I saw you were
But,
hiring.
like,
right?
I'm an assistant.
Yeah.
but like you told him like, hey, I'm gonna
therapist.
start working with you, like,
Or how did you
how did that
all
whole
start?
thing
My
start?
dad,
Like,
when I was at HP, I always had my dad. Because at HP, I would work maybe 80-hour weeks. Yeah, because sometimes I would have meetings with Singapore, and we're on different time zones. So it would
so
be
you have to be up late.
up late. De buenas que era desde la casa, and I'd be in my pajamas, and, you know, it'd be nice. But still, it's like I was breathing HP. And my dad would tell me, esa compañía nunca va a ser tuya. Why are you treating it like it's your business? Like, HP is never going to be yours, and you're working like it's going to be yours someday. He's like, come and work with me. And, like, my dad knows what I'm capable of.
So that's why.
So he wanted me on his team. And, of course, I want to be on his team.
Yeah.
But I'm searching for myself in that time. Like, I'm trying to figure out who I want to be. And I can't do that with my dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like in the comfort of like.
it's not
him
even a
being- yeah,
comfort
like-
because my dad challenges me a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not easy working with family. It's harder. I thought it was easier having my boss at HP than having my dad as like a partner or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
I would agree.
it's so much harder, and I'm also very emotionally attached, so it's hard like not letting factors that are going on. I mean, I don't live with my dad, but factors that are going on outside of the business affect you in the business. And I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah.
Like, we had a lot of talks. Like, he would be like, close the door, and he would talk to me. He's like, you're my partner, you're my business partner. You can't let things, I can't be on the edge of my seat. Like, if you get mad at me, you're gonna try to get back at me some way, somehow. Because I have all the accounts. Like, I manage it all, everything. So he's like, I have to have trust that this is an unbreakable bond.
Yeah, it's not. You have to be professional, even though it's your dad.
Exactly. You have to be professional, and you have to know when to separate the two. You know.
Yeah.
Because we are like best friends, and we're also like, he's also my dad. Like, I know that if there's one person that I can, like, if everything goes wrong in my life and I'm down bad, it's gonna be him. You know. So that helps me through everything. And so finally, when I made the decision to switch, I went into that business and changed so many things. Because I told him, like, if I'm going to be here, I'm going to make some changes. And I need you to trust me. You know, like, I can't call you, can you approve this? Can you approve this? No, like, you have to trust that I'm going to
Make it for the better.
Exactly. Like, you also have to trust me, like how you're asking me to trust you, you know? So Yeah, we're doing really good. Thank God. Like I know there's a lot of bad rep about working with family, but I feel like that's when you care more about it, right? It's like you las cosas te preocupan más.
Yeah, you've said it before where nobody's gonna go do a paint job better than you, because you know it's your dad's rep, that like you're representing your dad.
Exactly.
Yeah. But then it's like that butting heads part is like, man, me with my dad, I'm just like,
Yeah, they
I
butt
hate,
heads a lot.
like, también at the same time, I hate working with him porque I feel like the relationship, like, just fucking goes
but
downhill so much.
But I
like,
always tell him that I really do think, okay, like listening to what you're saying and how you are with your dad. Okay, you know how I mentioned earlier, like there's dads that are very old school and they want their
Yes.
way and the way is the only way. Okay, that's how his dad is.
Yeah, because
like,
I'm thinking like, okay, what's the difference between her dad and my dad, right?
Yeah, 'cause
And
they-
I'm just like,
Well, my dad is the same way, but to an extent.
yeah,
Yeah.
but,
You know-
but at the same time, I feel like your dad said the whole like, okay, if she wants to change things up, then we'll like
Change
see.
Pero porque like I worked to be able to have that privilege of being able to change things. Like I worked, it wasn't just because, oh, she's my daughter, fuck it. No, it was because like,
he knew your work ethic.
yeah, I mean, I came from working at HP and working as an event planner and working long days and going above and beyond, and like he knew what I was about, you know. So yeah, like it's great. I mean, I had to break that barrier of I'm gonna do it this way and I'm gonna do it that way, and oh my God, that was a long phase to get through.
How much like did we have to like try to convince? Well, I'm leaning on the chair.
Yeah.
How much did we have to convince my dad to like get an LLC? And
No,
shit,
okay,
you know?
so like
okay.
with that, so I have my clothing brand, right? And I was the first one because he has a business, his brothers have businesses, and his dad has his business. But I feel like I am very like, I'm gonna fucking learn. I need the knowledge, and he's the same way. Like, and then I'm very like, oh, I'll give you my knowledge if you're asking me for you to do better. Like, I'll give it to you for free. Like, you know. And whenever the whole LOC happened, I told his dad, I'm like, you need to have an LOC. Like, if you get sued, they're gonna come after your house,
personal asset, your
know?
personal stuff.
And then I'm like, I'm even for me to be a clothing brand and to be an LOC, it's not even a thing. Like, I don't even have to have an LOC because how am I gonna get sued? Like, oh, me pellizco la camisa. Like, no, you know. But I wanted that just for the protection, anyways, you know. But and then anyway, he ended up getting his LOC. I made his appointment with the girl. She fixed it. She set him up, right. And then like there has been so many times where him and I like because it's 3 boys. He's the oldest though, you know, and I feel he's the only one that works with his dad, and with the brothers come and go. They come and go, right? But we've sat down with his dad, and then I'm like, and it's crazy because I love his parents. I've been with them since I was like 15, right? So they've seen me grow, and they don't have any daughters, so they got me young, basically, you know. So I'm always like super straight up with them. Like we butt heads a lot too, right? But I always tell him like, cuando we've sat down with him, I'm like, you shouldn't do that. Like, don't do that. Or don't do this. Or don't do that. And sometimes sí hace algo, like lo que le decimos, pero es como que he'll hear it and then he'll just let it go.
Yeah, until it's the consequences where like they realize. But
with,
sometimes you
like
just
with
gotta
the lawsuit,
do it.
like, you know, like that.
But sometimes you just gotta do it. Whether they're so no, I'm gonna stick to the way I see things, the way I want to do things. Sometimes you just have to go behind their back and create that LLC, because
I feel like his mom is very open
Maybe
about.
I'm just like not as
committed,
persistent like that.
Yeah,
I just feel like me, like I don't know if it's we have different personalities where it's like if my dad tells me like, hey, I'm like, hey, pa, you need to do this or like this, how you need to send your invoices, like we can't be typing them up and shit like that, whatever. And if he's like, nah, like I like it like this, then I'll just be like, whatever.
But Rollie, you are
so
part of the business
cool.
too. So sometimes like you're doing it to improve the business. And I mean, you have all like you see the error and you're trying to correct that error. And sometimes, especially with older people like our parents and grandparents, we just have to do it.
Yeah,
it's not about hey, you need to do this and this and this. No, what you're telling them is just gonna go in one ear and out the other. They're not gonna know the effects of your right idea or right decision until you actually do it.
That's true. I think that should happen though.
Yeah, no, but then the difference is that I'm not like after my dad's business.
Yeah, he's not.
And that's okay.
No,
and I'm sure
then,
what your dad wants to do is leave it to you. Because
that's the thing, right? Man, this could be a whole deal. But it was like, I feel like that's the plan, you know?
But you don't want that?
He doesn't want it.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Okay, so it's because it's like too many things. It's too many things.
Let's go on a break so you can restart the cameras.
Like we've been following each other for a long time, right? And I've noticed that throughout the years, you guys are always like pushing new things out, and it's like new businesses, new merch, new this, new content, new side business. The podcast thing was like your next best thing. Mm-hmm. So like something that has always like that I know about you guys is like it's always like you guys never stop. It's like. And you manage multiple things at once, right? And like at the end, it's all these businesses. And what I want to know is like, how do you stay on top of everything? Because I mean, your mom too, right? Yeah. And then you have the side business too with your dad. And it's like, how do you stay consistent in pushing new stuff out? Because I know the thing about content, it's like you have to be consistent with it, right? You have to like keep the momentum.
Honestly, I suck at it.
Really?
I really do. Yeah. Like AI, I feel like for me personally, it's it's AI mass, right? Mm-hmm. Which I burnt out myself last year, so I just stopped dropping. Mm-hmm. But this year we have a different, game plan is staying consistent, but smart wise, like plan ahead of time, like, planning, organizing. Alegres Milagros is always like a once a year, so it's not too hard to focus. But when I do focus on Alegres Milagros, I focus hard on it because I'm committed to posting like, hey guys, I'm taking donations. Hey guys, I'm taking donations. This is what we have. This is the update. That is probably one of the only things I'm consistent with. Me. This and much more, Roland like takes over completely. I feel like he's really good. Now he did give me, how you mentioned earlier how it's so hard for you to give like assignments up because you want to do everything.
The control freak.
He's the same way. Mm-hmm. He is exactly the same way. So now I do have where it's like it is my job to come up with the clips for each episode.
Or like reach out to
the people.
I know the people and I'll just be like, hey, can you reach out to so and so? Like, but I'll let them know, like, hey, we're going to reach out to you through whatever. Yeah. But I just don't read, like, the DMs.
So you're more of an introvert and you're more of an extrovert.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah.
But he knows more people.
But that's what you need.
But I know more people.
That's what makes, like, a business successful. You need the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
You can't have two yins.
Yeah, I'm very friendly. So the podcast works out, really, because he'll have the questions, or we'll come up with the questions together. Mm-hmm. And then we'll have those... I feel I'm the one that's just like, well, what about this? And it's just so fucking random that makes the conversation go like a whole different direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we still have the backup questions, so we won't have like the awkward moments, right? Yeah. And then he has everything else, but he's really good at scheduling everything. So.
Man, later I'm gonna just show you.
Very organized.
It is, but
on
it's
the
not
Google
like
Calendar.
No, not even the Google Calendar.
No.
I need to use the Google Calendar.
I use my calendar.
I love it.
Look, I use the Apple one, like just the regular one.
Like this. Like
it? I've had bad What the?
Yeah, no.
That looks. Wait, hold on.
So
that looks like crossword.
So I did this on my iPad, right?
She's
and it's like acá arriba, like I have like Superior, I have the Vintage.
Can you show the camera that?
Nah, they don't need to see all this.
They don't need all the secrets.
But no, like honestly, this is like.
Wait, let me see that one more time.
So it's like, and like these shaded parts are like the beginning. So I have like
What?
This is a 10-week span, you know. So it's like my brand. Throughout the 10 weeks, this is what I have planned for the following thing. It starts.
It's all his businesses.
Yeah, so.
That is super organized.
It's low key like 80% of the time I don't go fall through with this shit, you know. So now I'm just like playing catch up, you know. But what's been with us is like, well, with me is like I try all these things. It's porque
He's a jack of all trades.
Yeah, I'm a jack of all trades, and I just like creative shit. You know, I like drawing. I like
fucking do it all.
Yeah, I want to do everything.
Yeah.
So I started all these businesses, and I'm just like, all right, I got to make this one work, and I don't want to give up on it. Like, but then I start something else, you know, and I know like if to be successful, you have to like give it your all at one, and then from there, once that's successful, jump to the next, whatever.
Yeah.
But I just like having my hand in everything.
Everything.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like. Oh, go ahead.
So we had Jerry, which is he's 4th row, 3rd. So you know where
The blacks,
he has a white t-shirt, but anyway, we talked to him, and you know I worked with him. Like they do screen printing, him and his sister, and then I was the graphic designer for their business, right? And then he came to the podcast, and then we're talking to him, and I'm telling him like, bro, like what advice do you have for me to like be successful in the stuff I'm doing? So let's just say like the rugs, you know how I do like these custom rugs. He's like, what you need to do is like not make the rugs, like find somebody to make the rugs, and you focus on like bringing in clients,
the
and
business part,
grow the business part. But I'm just like, I'm creative. Like I want to do
You want to be the creator.
Yeah, I want to be the I want people to know like, oh, he made this. Like, but then I know that takes away from being able to grow a business.
Yeah.
Because you have to give these fucking tasks to other people.
Delegate them. Absolutely.
So it gets real hard for me like to grow. You know, I know I have these businesses, but they have not like managed to like pop off in a way. Like, yeah, people like respect them, and people love them and support them or whatever. But as far on my end, I'm just like, this isn't where I want to be. Like, this is. I have this mentality, like, I know I can be big, but it's just, like, I don't let myself get
go
big.
To the full potential.
So then she comes, and then she's like, well, for this and much more, let me do the clips, or let me book the people, and you don't have to worry about that. And honestly, it makes it a lot easier for me.
Yeah, and I'm also very organized, you know, so it's just, like, I think it helps that we're both organized people. Like, it's just, like, we can't mess with cluster. Like, it's just like we get on the same page. It's funny because it's not like we have meetings, you know, because we're married and we live together, but we do in a way. Like, we'll be like, all right, well, what's the plan this week? Like, okay, when are we gonna do this? So I can put that on my schedule, and he has it on his, and we're on the same page, you know, because we also have Milo. So it's like we gotta work around this. This is the only time we have a babysitter for the podcast.
Wow.
Other than that, everything else, he's here. You know, like.
And is the podcast something like you look forward to?
I like it, but
I do.
Sometimes we
is it
do
getting like another?
Nah, it's cool. Like sometimes we get in like fuck, like I don't want to record. Like,
I do feel like that a lot, not a lot, right? But like a lot of the time, like today, I feel like I wasn't in the mood to record but I was excited because I knew you were gonna come, right? But I told him, but I told him I was like. I was outside, and I'm like, my ears hurt because of the cold. And he's like, oh, you have the questions? I'm like, no, I haven't, because I was busy. You know?
We're on the phone, and I'm just like, hey, you have the questions for Erika? Like, what? And she's like, honestly, I don't want to like think about the podcast right now. I'm like, I'm tired, whatever. And I'm just like, it's cool.
So then I got home, me and Milo ate, and then he's watching Dexter Laboratory because he thinks that's a movie, right? I'm like, it's not a movie, bro. I love that. I was like, it's not a movie, but that's fine. We watched Dexter while we were eating, and then I'm like just so tired. I was dragging, and then I was like, do I want to drink an energy drink? You know, I was like, I'll probably drink an energy drink for the podcast. So I didn't drink one. So I was tired, and I'm just like, I don't have the energy right now to even think about it. And then, so we took a nap, like I told you, you know, the 2-hour nap. We woke up, and I'm like, all right, let me just go, whatever. But I enjoy doing them, you know, like a lot. Like
leading up to it, it may be dreading, I guess, because I feel like I am the same way.
Yeah.
But then when you're doing it, it's
different.
You get this rush of energy. Of course, I feel like it depends on the person, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Because we all feed off of energy.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody walks into I can instantly read, like, this kind of off topic. But, like, if I walked in here into your house and you're already dreading it, and I'm, like, not the vibe for y'all, you would dread it even more, right?
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like people are like cups of coffee. Well, not all. Like, the good people are a cup of coffee because coffee gives you energy, and we all feed off of energy. Mm-hmm. So, like, I could be having a shitty day, but once I see someone or someone comes into and takes time of my day, they can either make it worse or make it better, right? And we feed, back to, like, we feed off of energy. It's like, you look forward to, like, you're dreading it in the moment, and you don't want to do it, but then when you get there, it's like, I have the energy all of a sudden. Like, where did that come from? I was just tired 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, literally, that was me, like, on the way to drop him off, to my in-laws. And then on the way back, I'm, like, jamming out, trying to get hyped. Like, all right, I'm going to get in, And then you're like, oh, here. And I'm like, perfect. I'm pulling up. It's just perfect timing, And then we both get in. I'm like, all right, let me just put some mascara because I just woke up, and
she looks perfect.
But having, like, now doing this, like, I really enjoy it,
and it's always just afterwards though. Afterwards, like, once, like, the guest leaves, like, me and her are just like, yo, like, that was good. Like, I feel like good. I feel like I want to do shit.
We're
like,
fired up, basically. Yeah.
And that's what life is. I feel like it's all about moments and experiences like these. That it's not motivation anymore. I don't think it's motivation that makes you wake up every day. It's like having something to look forward to, or like accomplishments, right? Like, I don't understand how somebody can be at home on the couch watching TV all day. Don't get me wrong, I like to have my days. Yeah. But consistently being a couch potato, it's like, how do you feel fulfilled? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like when it comes to living your daily life, it's like, I'm looking forward to moments where I'm filling my cup of coffee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally and not literally.
Wait, do you drink coffee every day?
Girl, yes.
How many times a day?
I don't let myself have more than 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Do you drink energy drinks?
No.
No?
At all.
None? So you're just...
I like the coffee bean.
Coffee.
I like the natural caffeine.
Let's get into, like, the fitness thing. So...
Yeah.
What... Were you always this fit? Or...
No. I was, like, disgustingly anorexically skinny. Up until after I graduated high school. Yeah. That's when I was, like, I want legs. Like, I want to have muscular legs. And, like, there was that's when I feel like that was a time when, like, fitness was kind of blowing up, like, on Instagram and stuff.
What year are you? What class?
2014.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so, it was my senior year of high school when I started to be a little more active. I played soccer here and there, like, middle school and stuff, but it wasn't, like, a consistent thing. And then when I found out about the fitness world, I got this thrill of, like, especially when you start seeing results.
Yeah.
It's addicting. It's like I want to do it all over. The feeling of being sore, I loved it. Like, waking up. So it would make me want to go even harder because I want the pain. I don't know. Don't ask me. So
and there's people dying out there, can't get up.
You?
Me? The people.
She's like, I'm not going.
The people is me.
The people asking for a friend.
As fuck. Like, I'm like, damn.
And I'm just like, nah, just stay then. The rest.
No.
Yeah.
The fuck, but.
No
But that's the thing. I used to be so hardcore, like, work out every day. And like.
What about your eating habits, though?
It's better now. Like, way better now.
So you're not like a hot Cheeto girl?
Not anymore. I was a hot fry girl, like...
Hot fries is so good.
2 years ago.
So how did you stop? I need that. I need to stop.
Because, let me tell you, you just have to drop it. Like, you cannot...
Like
I know some
turkey?
people... Cold turkey. I know people are like, little by little, like, instead of finishing the whole bag, finish half the bag. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But no, cold turkey, drop it, and try to manipulate your brain into, like, sweet potato fries is the new hot fry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then you start to like healthier things. It's like a domino effect. Like, you start eating one healthy thing, and then you get curious about something else. And I love experimenting. So I'm a big dessert girl. Like, I love chocolate chip cookies. And so now, like, I try to find alternatives, right? Like, okay, I could bake my own cookies, or like, I don't know, I could make a I'm always making some weird shit in the kitchen. That's the stuff I don't post. Right? Like, it's like, this is, yeah. But I'll make like, to make a healthy banana split. I don't have an air fryer anymore, but when I did, I would put the banana in the air fryer, like split it in half, put chocolate chips in it, put it in the air fryer, take it out, and put like sugar-free whipped cream on top with like frozen berries, and that was my banana split. And it was amazing. It was so, so good. And like just eating healthier makes you feel better. Like you feel so different. It's crazy. Like it really is. Like I know a lot of people say that, oh, eat healthy, feel better, etc.
Yeah, but it's true.
But it is so true, and I can testify to that. Like I eat healthy 70% of the time because I eat out a lot. I love eating out.
Yeah, I do see you out like a lot.
A lot. And honestly, I've kind of cut back a little bit now because I'm trying to cook more at home, and I thoroughly enjoy cooking now. Like healthy recipes. Healthy, but...
And where do you get your recipes from?
A lot of the times there's this account this girl, Rachel, she's in Australia. Rachel something. And she's always posting like cheats, like meal cheats. Or a lot of times I kind of make it my own.
Okay.
A lot of times because like I like spaghetti, right? Or white rice. I'm trying to not eat carbs, but there's cauliflower rice and it's only like 4 carbs every cup of cauliflower rice, and it's so good.
But but like then is it a major difference between like regular white rice, like as far as carbs?
No. Oh, white rice has like 30 grams of carbs per every cup. Okay. So you see the difference? 30 grams to 4 grams?
Yeah, from 30 to 4, yeah.
So yeah, but it's the exact... I think cauliflower rice is better, and it's a freaking vegetable you're eating that's just chopped into a rice. So it's all the manipulation of the brain.
Your brain, yeah.
It really is like zucchini spirals. They look like spaghetti.
Yeah. Okay, so I tried that one time. Remember,
Yeah,
I bought a meal prep, right? And then it was zucchini like spaghetti, and I'm like, man, this shit tastes like, not trying to be like dramatic and shit, but like I'm like, this shit like tastes like noodles. It's not even about the noodles. It's like the sauce and the meat or whatever the fuck. But I'm like, oh, this shit replaces the fucking carbs, you know?
Yeah.
And then I bought the zucchini noodles one time, and I just never did this shit, you know?
Yeah.
And then from there, I just never did it.
Never did it. Tried it once.
Tried it once. I was like, oh, this is fucking changing the game, you know? But I never did it again.
But I feel like, to me, it's like I enjoy eating like chicken nuggets and fries.
Yeah, and I think it's totally okay to have that every now and then. Yeah. Like, do not cut it off. Like, you like hot Cheetos, don't. Like, yeah, cut it off cold turkey, but no, if you really crave it, like, really let yourself have the hot Cheetos. You know what I mean? Now, don't go finish the entire bag.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I go buy.
But it's like intuitive eating. Yeah, like, you have to know your limit.
Yeah, because I go and buy the family size and eat that shit by myself.
Dog. Which is
and you know what I've tried doing now? It's like the other day I had hot fries, which I hadn't had in like long. I forgot what it tasted like. I poured half of the hot fries and I put it in a bowl instead of eating it from the bag, and it made such a difference.
Oh, okay,
because I'm portioning it out. Like I'm only allowing myself this small bowl of hot fries. Yeah. Or I love crunch. Like, I just love starches. Yeah. Like, you know, and I love popcorn. So I eat Skinny Pop. Yeah. And that replaces, like, my starch. Like, the crunch. Like, I love
Which one do you like, the yellow or the green or purple?
The green.
The green?
It's the cheddar one.
No, that's the yellow one.
Okay, then the yellow one.
Okay, because my son, I bought him that. You know, and he likes the yellow bag.
Really?
He does not fuck with the green one.
Which is the green one?
The regular one, just the plain.
It's like sea salt.
Yeah, it's just plain.
And then the purple one is the kettle one, the sweet one.
The sweet one. Yeah. I like the sweet one, but
I don't fuck with
the sweet one. He loves the yellow. He loves popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. I do too. But you know, he's a very like snacky person. Like for lunch.
Girl, yes.
Like lleva su lunch. Like today he took mac and cheese. He took strawberries. He took his 2 vitamin gummies, and then he took 2 cookies, and what was it? A Chips Ahoy and an Oreo.
We need to follow his diet then.
And then it's so funny because his teacher just texted me like on Thursday and said, "Oh my God!" Like she's telling me about how he's doing at school, and he's like, one of the things I love about Milo is that he'll come to every day and tell me what you packed him for lunch.
I love
And
that.
his accomplishments is like, mommy, I ate all of it. Like, and he'll eat all of it. And I'm just like, okay, like, good job. Like, you know?
Snacks for life.
Yeah, and he'll eat
You
like,
need to give him the pulpito de salchicha, whatever, from that video.
yeah, I don't like, do
That
you
was
like
so funny.
salchicha like that? Like regular sauce, like salchicha, the hot dogs, like weenies?
No.
Okay, I don't eat them. I used to when I was a kid, but
I like
don't-
them in my eggs.
Okay, even at that, I don't eat them with it. Like,
Hey, that's a like a homemade thing, right?
Huevos con weenie.
Yeah.
yeah,
He was
I
saying
eat
that.
Because
Yeah.
they don't serve that shit like in restaurants, right?
Yes, huevo con salchicha. That's what it
Do they?
is. That's what
Or
it
is it huevo con like
That's chorizo. That's
Chorizo.
different. Chorizo and salchicha are different.
Yeah, they're different.
But I've never seen it on a fucking.
Yes.
I don't think I've
A
seen
restaurant.
it either.
Yeah,
Evelyn.
like you,
I feel
Arandas
like
has
it's, I feel
it.
like it's like a
Huevo?
low income type of deal.
Like
you know,
Arandas,
like-
Taqueria Arandas has it.
Oh,
Because
I
I've
don't
got
know.
it for Milo.
Maybe the
Because
guy
he
grew up,
loves huevo con
Since y'all
salchicha.
live on, have y'all been to Camelia's?
The
Is it-
woods.
is it
which
this
is
one
that
right
one? The
It's
one
a Mexican
on,
restaurant. Oh my
the
god,
one
you guys
that-
need to go.
Isn't
on
it
that
this one
side?
here?
On that side?
It's like a little,
Is it the yellow one?
yeah, in red.
Yeah, I've been to it. Yeah,
You've been
it's
there?
pretty good.
They're machacado con huevo.
Oh, I haven't tried that one.
Chef's kiss.
I
And
like
they're fideo.
Tepatitlan.
I've never. Tepatitlan.
It's on Spencer.
I like that one because I
You haven't tried that one?
I like the parrillada. That's
Yeah,
I mean
he likes
that's
the
what I
parrilladas.
get.
Have I been there?
Yeah,
I
they have
know I've
parrillada
been to
jalisciense,
I don't
jalisciense,
think I've
whatever.
ever been there.
Love it. Fuck.
But
Hey, I'm hungry now.
No.
Um,
But you know, the food basically is just like, do you just DIY it to where it's healthier, but you kind of replace it with something like chilaquiles? If you were to make that healthy, you don't have an air fryer anymore. So how would you do
No.
it?
Why don't you have an air fryer?
I don't know why.
I feel like people
never
are like,
brought-
oh, this is the new like.
When I moved into my apartment, I just didn't bring it with me.
Girl, air fryers are like.
I know they are, but now the foods that I make, I don't need an air fryer anymore. Like I use my oven or something.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
But I guess
see.
the air fryer is like porque it's more timely, faster. You
It
know?
is
It's like-
faster.
So
Yeah, for sure.
so what are you doing? Like
What are
So,
you doing with your life?
like,
then?
Why you-
literally my I'm pretty consistent with my meals. It's like, yes, I experiment, but I'll substitute I'll change a few things
Do you
out.
meal prep then?
No, I don't. I like my food fresh. Like my meal prepping is I cook it the night before, and whatever's left over, I'll take it for lunch tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I don't meal prep for the week. I don't like the taste of refrigerator.
You're like Roland. He hates
yeah,
like
fucking
like
shit
fresh
has
food.
refrigerator taste.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Well,
just like,
for me,
what
it's
the
more like the
fuck?
freezer side, not the refrigerator, not the regular side.
Not the regular side, but
You feel like you
But
taste
the-
that? The
for
regular
real?
side?
The freezer side I taste like in waffles. I'll just be like,
Oh, I
this is-
taste it all too, but more the regular side, especially. Oh,
Like,
disgusting. I can't. Like, I'm not a fan. Like, I will not eat leftovers. From the
Okay,
restaurant.
Oh, yeah,
really?
restaurant.
I
restaurant's
cannot-
Oh, it
crazy.
does depend.
Hell
Yeah,
no.
it just
Restaurant's
depends.
crazy.
Yeah, it depends what it is.
Yeah, I guess.
But like I did the fried pickles in the air fryer, like DIY.
How'd it come out?
I like them. He didn't like them.
I didn't like them. Pero you know what comes out good in the air fryer is flautas.
Oh, chicken
Yeah.
flautas.
I love flautas.
They come out real good, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
so
damn,
instead
like,
of putting it with the aceite, I mean, honestly, I have aceite, but I use cooking spray a lot.
Me too.
Yeah,
I have
like
the avocado oil. 000 everything.
that's what we have.
Yeah.
That one.
Zero
Well, we
everything.
have the cooking spray, the aguacate.
Me
yeah.
too. That's all I use really.
And it's crazy because like the chicken flautas, like I literally roll it up, spray it like
A
spray
lot
them
so it can be crispy.
so it can be crispy, and then
I
it
didn't know you
just
sprayed it at all.
yeah, you have to like
Yeah,
Oh wow.
para
Yeah.
que se haga duro.
yeah, so it can get crispy. Like that, or doing the green enchiladas in the air fryer too. I've done that. Well, I mean that's in the oven too, so it don't really matter. It's
In
just
my oven, I cook more veggies. Like I just chop it up, put it in a tray, and throw it in the.
I don't think
oven.
I'm a veggie girl. I'm more of a
What's
fruit
like,
girl.
what veggies
Veggies.
do you eat? What's your favorite veggie?
Cauliflower, zucchini, broccoli. Love that stuff.
Milo doesn't like.
There's a video of
broccoli.
Milo grabbing a broccoli and he's just like, no le gusta el texture.
The
Hyperventilating
texture.
and
He's
shit.
just like, oh, fuck,
He
no,
he
like,
didn't even try it. It's just the texture of it.
no le gusta.
No le gustó.
Oh, really?
But he's a texture kid. I'm a texture person too. Like I don't like.
So you don't like oysters?
I like oysters.
No, she doesn't like
Okay.
ground beef.
Yeah.
She doesn't like burgers. Like,
Or like I'm barely like okay with strawberries because I'm not a strawberry person either.
Shut up.
Yeah, like it's just
You're
the texture.
different.
The texture is just like, you know,
That's
it has to
different.
be there. Or like sushi,
You don't like the texture. But that's weird. How
well,
can
raw.
you not like
Raw.
like raw
raw
sushi.
sushi?
That's okay. The first time she tried sushi was like raw, and I feel like
They
that
fucked
was
me
like
up.
that was like
You
too
don't want to
much.
give it a second
I don't know. I'm
I feel
pretty
like
There's
now,
so
maybe
many good
you
sushi
could work your way
spots.
up now.
Yeah, I could work my way up because I like sushi cooked, cooked sushi. Like I'll give it,
You
know.
need to go eat sushi with me. I'm
Yeah,
good.
but I'm so scared to like try it because I swear to you that when I tried the other one, the raw, when my friend she took me and I was like, all right.
Where did you go?
You know Nayeli?
Yes.
Oh, she took me. She's the one who went with me.
Where did y'all go?
I don't know. We went
It was a
like
train one. It was a
No,
choo-choo.
it was not
yeah,
the
yeah,
train
it was.
one.
Yeah, it was.
No.
Oh no, I'm tripping. I
it
went.
was another.
Did
It
I
was
go
like
with
a
her?
restaurant. We went to that one, the choo choo one, together with her.
With her.
And then
Yeah.
we went by myself and she took me to like this
That
restaurant.
was like a hard one and shit, right?
The choo choo one, yeah. And then the choo choo one, the train.
That's what it's called.
Oh, it is called choo choo
It's
something.
Choo sushi or some shit like
And
that.
then basically she took me, she's like, try it. And I tried it and I'm like, oh my God. Dude, I was like,
see.
and she's like, it's because it's raw. I'm like, aren't you supposed to work yourself up to this
Yeah.
shit? Like, aren't you not supposed to feed it to me? And she's like, yeah, but I figured you'd like it. And I'm like, girl, no, like that shit's gross.
Yeah,
But,
I'm not a big fan of raw sushi either. I like my stuff with avocado, cucumber, filled with like.
All that stuff.
yeah, I feel like I'd be okay with that. Not
You need to give it a
raw.
second chance.
well,
Let's go on
I
a-
like sushi, like cooked sushi
We're
though.
gonna break real quick. And then,
Okay.
But I gotta change the batteries on this thing. Actually.
Okay. So we were talking about like your fitness journey, right? So do you have like an ultimate goal for that, or you have no end goal?
No goal because I'm not prioritizing it as much as I was anymore because my priority is my career. You know, and I know that a lot of people like eat, breathe, cry,
Fitness.
gym. Yeah,
Yeah.
fitness. And at one point I was like, the fitness influencer stuff is cool, but I feel like it's not genuine anymore. I feel like it's people do it for other reasons, not for themselves. So I don't know. And plus, I don't even have the time to, like, I wish I could record more workouts because I'm hardcore now. Like, compared to what my workouts were, like, last
know,
year,
I
like,
see you, like-
booty, like,
Yeah.
very, very, like, more sexier stuff. Now I'm, like, hang cleans, CrossFit, like,
Yeah.
cardio. I'm not really all about, I need to max out on my squat. Like, no, I'm not about that. I'm about, like,
And hit
consistency.
cardio, right?
Yeah.
Because you know
I
how
do
it's
a lot
crazy
of
how
HIIT.
like girls like will post like
The booty pic.
booty pictures or
I
like
can
posing,
never get the
but they
post
never
right.
but they never like post not even that. It's just like okay, well I'm gonna just I don't want to compare it, but like obviously Jessica Lynn is like the big fitness content creator, right? She's the fitness one, and then so hers is like very aesthetic. Like her Instagram page is just like atrae la atención because of her looks and stuff like that, which is cool, you know. Like she's a good friend of ours and everything. But yours is like more like como que no te importa how you look, you know. Like you're just sweating and shit. Like you're just like there, you know, like
crying on the outside.
Yeah. So it's like it's not like to you don't post it like
Yeah, my content is not sexy. Like I feel like to me, I found sexy in like for example, construction isn't sexy. It's not a sexy career, but I love it. To
Yeah.
me, it's
well
To
for
you,
the
it's more-
workers it is. I guess.
Yeah, for her to walk and go and take a job.
So, yeah,
like,
she's gonna walk
if
the
y'all
job
saw
today.
what I
or-
was wearing, it would.
is her dad coming?
In my
or is
boots.
it her?
Is her dad here today or like nah, you know?
That's funny. No, but yeah, like I used to post much more appealing, attractive, like sex sales type of thing, and now it's like
You do it for you
why?
more than for the other
Yeah,
people.
like why? I know I have a nice body. Like I work for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not what I want to show off. I want to show off the quality of my workouts. Like I'm literally looking at my watch like my heart rate needs to stay over 140. Like if it's not over
Seriously?
140, I'm step it up. Like I don't I don't take breaks. I don't like to talk to people at the gym. Most people, like, if you see me at the gym, it's like I am so focused. I don't see anything around me. Like, I'm not there to hi bye. And it might sound mean or whatever, but like my purpose in the gym is not to socialize or to create content. My purpose in the gym is to better myself, like in my performance. Like, my stamina is everything, and it helps me at work too. It's like it helps me keep going, you know. And yeah, I'm no longer working out to rep. Like, I'm working towards a max rep, or not a max P, like a PR.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working for, like, how can I outdo my performance from yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, what can I add on? Like, I'll do, like, 8 rounds of an EMOM, which is every minute on the minute. So you have to, like, do this workout every minute on the minute. And it could be, like, a 22-minute workout that's, like, 8 rounds.
And where do you get your workouts? Like, are you... Because I saw that you would post, like, Josh.
Yes, I was training with Josh, and he taught me a lot of things. And then I moved to downtown, so I wanted to be closer to a gym that was in East Downtown, because the gym I was training with him at was right here on
It's
Monroe?
the
Houston Explosive Fitness.
Okay.
I love that gym.
We have him coming up.
Really?
I want to say
Carlos?
it's Carlos.
Oh, Carlos, yes.
Yeah, we have him. It's his gym.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's great. Yeah, he's a coach there, I believe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the equipment there, the layout, I loved it. And it was a gym more for, like, athletes, and it's not really for, like, people that just want to...
Yeah, so that's why I would be like, why? Not that why are you there, but it's like I wonder.
And now, yeah, and like for me now, I train like I want to train like an athlete. I don't want to train like
more cardiovascular type.
20 squat, like, you know,
yeah,
like ass to grass. No, like I want to train for speed, for stamina, for performance, like mobility stuff. Like I like want to move my body more, and I feel like with your typical weight training, you're not really moving your body. You're just targeting one muscle. Like,
yeah.
I feel like that makes you feel like lighter, like on your feet. You know, like
I feel like I achieved more when I do these workouts now. Like, it's a hybrid, so I don't do purely CrossFit. I do like CrossFit with cardio, like HIIT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm not working towards a body type anymore. Like, I don't want to have a big ass, or I don't want to have these, like, I don't want to be ripped or anything. Like, I'm literally working out because it feels good to me.
Yeah.
Like,
because I was going to say, do you feel like that because you already have, like, the body that you're happy with? Or I mean, I don't know if you're happy with it, but I mean, I'd be happy with it.
Of course, I have goals like that I want to meet. Like, I'm happy with how I look now.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that I want to look like this next month. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I stopped to train for things like, oh, I'm gonna go on a vacation next month. I need to lose 5 pounds for vacation.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's not realistic anymore. Like, it is for a lot of people, but for me personally, like, I believe in a lifestyle, like a quality of life. Mm-hmm. And as long as I'm consistent with it, I'm going to maintain this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Ahora, si me dejo, like, I can binge eat, you know, like, I can allow myself to do those things, but all in, you know, by limiting myself.
Yeah, like if you want to have a night that you're like, oh, I'm going to sit down and eat a little
and I don't feel guilty about it. Like, I will eat it, and I won't feel like, there's a lot of people that are like, I'm going to eat, when, you know, you eat like a whole bag of hot fries or a whole batch of cookies, and you're like, I'm going to burn it tomorrow. Like, I don't think of it that way anymore. Like, I used to have that mentality, but now it's like, I'm going to eat it and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it anymore, because I'm going to, this is going to happen again in the future.
Yeah.
In the near future. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to get mad at myself
for doing it.
For enjoying it. Yeah, because it's a food that I enjoy eating. So yeah, like now when I train, it's I've had like a whole 180 in my like training.
In your training? Do you feel like it's because you got a trainer that showed you that, or?
Absolutely, because CrossFit is dangerous to try on your own. I would not recommend everything is form. So you don't train to rep it out. Your form is everything in CrossFit.
I think a lot of people think CrossFit is not about form though. I feel like that's why it gets a lot of backlash because they're like, oh, they're just fucking throwing shit up.
I was one of those people. I was one of those people that talked a lot of shit about CrossFit until I actually tried it. Because it does look like they're just doing it to make sure they hit the number. Like, oh, I got to do 12 of these. No, but that's how you get hurt. And a lot of people that do CrossFit like that get hurt. Because cleans, like doing hang cleans, is not easy. Like, it took me a few months to finally get it right. Properly, and through the trainer. Like, I didn't do this by myself. Like, through Josh. Like, he taught me all of these movements and things. And his style of training is what influenced, like, how my training is now. So, yeah. Like, I have a new respect for CrossFit. Like, now I'm obsessed with, like, Matt Frazier. Like, he's considered, like, one of the fittest men alive. And he doesn't even look, like, you wouldn't think, oh, wow, he has a six-pack. Like, no. He's just his performance. And you don't have to look the stereotype to be that. Does that make sense?
To hit the performance.
Yes. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's very interesting. Like, I think...
Like, Rollie could be the fittest man alive.
I mean, I kind of am, but like, why we don't put that out there, you know? Like,
he kind of is, yeah.
I mean, low key, you know.
Yeah. Low key.
Damn, like laughing at me in my face, though. Like, that's crazy, you know.
I'm gonna pay for this later. No,
babe,
now I'm fucking motivated.
Babe,
now I'm gonna show y'all both, you know. Like,
you are the fittest.
I mean, to Milo, I got muscles.
Hey, to Milo,
that's all that matters, you
know.
Milo, he got muscles.
No, but he got muscles too, though.
Yeah, he has more muscles than me.
Yeah, he does. He can never lose.
I love that.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
But so okay, you hit so basically like we talked about like, you know, your career life, your fit life, you know, your lifestyle, how you do things. So how is it that you are still single?
Well, I have chosen to put my career first. And don't get me wrong, like, I'll go on dates if I have the time. But my standards
are high.
Unrealistic. Like, unrealistically high, that I have accepted the fact that maybe I am going to end up alone. But it's okay. Like, anything is possible. I'm not trying to be negative because I feel like if you say it and you put it out into the world, it's going to happen. So I try to manifest, like, I'm going to find the love of my life. I'm going to find. And maybe I have found him. Maybe I have not. You know, like, I just leave it to time. I don't let myself stress over that. I know a lot of women do these days. But a lot of women are also, like, getting married at a later age. Or having kids at a later age. So, but for me, it's like... I'm not having kids after 30. Like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I'm like, I have 4 years for that. And then I go down this rabbit hole of like, I don't even like,
but why
not even married.
Though?
Yeah. Would you adopt or what?
I don't know. Because I've never considered those options.
Because if you think about it, like if you're having the career mentality, a lot of artists and famous people have that mentality. Their career comes first. Yeah. Let's say, for example, I don't know, Jennifer Lopez, right? Let's just put her. I don't know what age she had her kids, but as an artist herself, you know, like as an actor, singer, whatever, she always put her career first, and then she had her kids. What if she had her kids like at 40? Like, wouldn't that be normal for somebody that is putting the career first?
As long as they really want that for themselves. Okay. I feel like we all want different things, and like for me, I love. I have a lot of respect for moms, like a lot of respect, and I've seen what they go through. I'm not saying I know what they go through. I've seen it firsthand. Yeah. Do I want that life? I don't think so. Like my sister can have all the kids she wants to give them to me as long as I can return them at some point. Yeah. You know? Like, my brother can have all the kids he wants but I got to return them. Yeah. So, I don't know. I just have other plans for myself. And then I think to myself, like, well, who am I going to give all this to? You know, like, who's going to take this? It'll just be a name. Floating there. Yeah. So I do think about that, but I don't stress about it. It's kind of like, that's good. If it happens, it happens. Yeah. If not, I lived a great life. I gave it my all.
You're that tia that's gonna be like with the great gifts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, oh my tia,
Absolutely.
She's showing up.
I
lit
love.
and-
That's my love language. I love to give gifts, but yeah, I'm not worried about it, but I have prioritized work overall, like overall.
right now.
Even over family sometimes, like taking the time to go and see, like, and I feel bad, like seeing like my grandparents or like my uncles, my cousins, like I haven't prioritized it a lot because I've literally decided that my focus is my career. And sometimes that's draining. Like I don't want to show up to like a dinner or something and have like not have the energy
And not
to
be
give.
there really mentally.
Yes, like I'd rather just
Yeah.
not go. If I can't give, like if I can't surround myself, if I can't be there and show up, you know, in a good state of mind and be talkative, then I'm not gonna go, you know, like.
Yeah. And do you
So-
get backlash from your family or no?
No, they're so great. Like, they don't ask questions. Like, on the contrary, like, I'll get messages on Facebook like, hey, Mika, I hope you're doing so good. Like, I'm proud of you. Like, I never get any backlash. So, I'm very blessed to have family that's super understanding. But I never want them to think that I am rejecting them
Yeah.
or anything. Like, my focus is just, what I do is super draining. It is really draining. It's tiring. It's a lot to stress about because I'm really hard on myself and like I'm also a big go-getter. So it's like if I want it, I'm going to get it. But it's not just, oh, I'm going to go get it. It's like how? Like I got to do this and this and
It's
this
a big
and this.
process.
It is a huge process and it's a lot of work. And I've realized that if you don't put in the work, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
at all. So that's what I'm focused on right now is like putting in the work so I can get it. Like, cause there's going to be, to every project, there's a finish line to every single project. So that's where I'm at right now. It's like finishing this project and managing everything else around it. And it's so hard. And don't get me wrong, I still I don't see my friends as often as I used to, but I still, will do dinner sometimes or, go to a bar.
Yeah, 'cause I
I
would
feel like
think
y'all
you
always hang out.
Yeah, I
though.
feel like you always hang out with
We
them.
used to more.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, with Esme and Leslie.
I saw one of your friends at the post office.
The short one, right? You said?
Not the güerita, the other one.
Esme.
I'm guessing. I don't know.
Super
I don't
Baby
know her name.
Peach.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
her,
yeah,
her,
yeah.
Super
Yeah.
Super Baby Peach. Yeah. She works for a construction company too. Yeah. So, but yeah, we FaceTime a lot, but they're super understanding.
And they're like your high school friends, or you met them throughout the years?
Yes, we went to the same high school, but we didn't become best friends until I graduated high school, like the year 2015.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But it's cool that you have a core group of friends. You know?
Oh yes,
So it's-
absolutely. Like I have a lot of friends, but I don't see them as often as these friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I feel like it's the same for me. Like I have my core friends,
Yeah.
and then I just have like everybody else. like-
exactly, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I miss having but I've been through a lot too. I think a lot of it is like internal issues that why am I gonna go be with someone else when got all this?
One thing
going
I've
on.
seen a lot, a topic that I've seen a lot is that a girl that's successful or whatever would want to have a dude that's kind of like on the same level. Do you feel like así? Porque
Ooh,
like
that's a good question.
Because I seen who was it?
That's
I
a
was
really
listening
good
to a
question.
podcast today.
I have a lot
Daisy
to
Marquez. You know Daisy Marquez, right? You know her? Daisy Marquez. She's like I think
makeup artist.
she's from Dallas or some shit, but
Mm-hmm.
she was talking about like now she's successful, right? So she's like this makeup artist. She gets all these brand deals. She has like all this money or whatever. But she said like if I ever have a boyfriend or whatever, like I would have. He has to be on the same level because she's dealt with a dude that's like below her financially, and she would have to like pay for him or. But then he kind of like took advantage of her. So it's like one of those things where it's like he has to meet me kind of there.
Absolutely. No, I agree. So we all say we want to marry a man like our dad, like psychologically, Like, I think that's a saying somewhere. I heard it somewhere.
Can't relate.
I've heard it the other
Somebody
way, right?
say it.
I mean,
Somebody said
Can't
it.
relate.
Everyone except Evelyn. No, but like with the men that I date, it's like I look for my dad in them. You know, like he has to be hardworking. He has to be like financially stable for sure. Mm-hmm. Like it's not. I feel like the more I do, and the more I accomplish,
the more you expect.
The more I expect.
Which it just goes with your lifestyle. Like, I mean,
yeah.
And I think that's fine. Like, I follow this attorney and she's a go-getter, right? Like, I've showed Roland, like, she'll be posting her shit. She reminds me of you in a way, but she's an attorney.
Uh-huh.
You know,
the one we talked about today?
Yeah. And she's like all about her fucking career, and she'll be calling guys out like, don't hit me up if you're not about your shit. Like, I got a lot of stuff going on. Like, don't be like, hey, what you doing? Like, don't message. She'll put like, don't message me, hey, what you doing? Because I got a lot going on. Like, that's a waste of time for me.
Don't waste my time. Absolutely. No, absolutely. That's why, like, I don't date because 95% of the time I'm just gonna tune out. Like, I can't do that. Like, I'm about my money right now. Yeah. And if you can't help me get there, I don't want it.
Now I feel like this goal to like find somebody for you or something. I'm just like, damn. I feel like
I literally thought you were gonna say like, now I feel this goal, like I should leave my family and fucking go do my own thing.
Babe, I would never.
And I'm like, yeah, I was just about to say this.
I wouldn't even allow that.
Really? Like, no.
Nah, but like, yeah, that's crazy.
We're gonna have movie night tonight.
I love that he was telling me. I love that.
Puss in Boots?
Yeah, Puss in Boots for Milo with snacks and hot Cheetos for me.
Some skinny popcorn.
Yeah.
The green, no, the yellow.
He has regular popcorn right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat the zucchini noodles.
Okay.
Las que quedaron ahí pudridos en el refri.
From last 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But I'm not worried about it. I'm in love with myself, to be honest. Like, I love myself, and I am enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like if you know that, then you're good.
Exactly. I'm not worried about it.
You're not in that whole self-love process of learning.
No, I've already self-loved. Like, and sometimes it can sound like cocky or whatever, but I know who I am. I know what I want.
And you know what you offer too.
Exactly. And I know my worth, and I know what I have to bring to the table. I'm not going to be with someone that's going to take away from that.
Yeah. And what about your traveling? Like, you travel a lot, right?
You think so? But I feel like I travel to the same damn places. And it's a thing.
You travel more than us?
Yeah. You think so? Well,
I mean, I feel like it's more,
we only drive to Mexico.
Yeah, we do drive to Mexico.
But I love it though.
What part of Mexico do y'all go to?
It's kind of like Vallehermoso, Tamaulipas.
Like,
oh, fun.
It's like right there in the border.
But that's where my family's at. But
I love going because Milo loves going to Mexico.
It's not Cancun.
I do too.
Yeah, I feel like we'll
love it.
take a 1 year vacation, you know, which is fine. Like, I feel like it's fine for us because
this year we have to, like, the vacation this year is gonna be his birthday because he's just asking to
Where does he want to go?
Super Mario World,
the Universal
Studios.
But you know why? Because
it's perfect for him.
He showed him that. Girl, he showed him that like a week ago, and
ahora anda obsesionado.
Yeah,
he's obsessed.
He's like Super Mario.
He's like his party is
tomorrow. Super Mario, like I'm like
no, bro, your birthday's in Julio 7. Like you have to wait till your birthday. Like, so we're gonna book him because I told Berlin, I was so big on like, I want to do his parties, and when he turns 5, I'm big on like, you want to take a trip or you want to party, and he wanted a party. Like, he's like, I want to.
It's because kids at that age don't realize what they can get out of a trip.
Yeah. So now
parties,
he has no idea what to expect.
But now he knows Super Mario World.
Le enseñaste las fotos.
Yeah.
So now he wants that. So I told Roland, it's gonna suck in a way because it's in the summer and everybody's gonna be so packed.
Yeah, it is.
But I want to take him because originally we were supposed to go to
later.
We were supposed to go to Disney in October, and I'm like, but there's just no way to celebrate him in October because that's too late. So I'm like, I don't care if it's too packed, it's too fucking hot. Like, it's just for his birthday.
During the week,
you know? Yeah, it's probably gonna be during the week because his birthday guy on Friday. So
I mean, I would be alright with like doing it earlier or after like summer.
Yeah, in August, which is still gonna be even more packed because kids are gonna go back to school.
Or maybe early June, like right before they get out of school.
Yeah, that too.
Like right before they get out of school.
Honestly, I'm not big on attendance at school. I don't care for it. Just putting that out there because I know people...
I used to get perfect attendance all the time.
Like, and his mom would be like, "Oh, es que ellos tenían perfect attendance."
And it's like, what did
and I tell her,
¿Qué tiene?
literally, I'd be like, "Y que le dieron un papel? Like, you probably don't even know where it's at. Like, the school gets the perfect attendance award.
The money. They get the money.
Yeah,
for you showing up to
student,
school.
you know, like, you think I'm gonna send Milo if it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm that mom that'd be like, nah, like, you sick, you're staying home. You're not gonna go spread those boogers,
those
like
germs.
Like, nah.
Crazy.
Or if it's just too fucking cold, like, nah, you stay your ass
we
home
can cuddle
tonight. Yeah, I'll cuddle with him all day long.
all day.
Straight
I'll
up.
teach you a thing or two.
So how is it that you travel? Like,
Yeah.
you say you don't
So,
travel a lot? You feel like you
I
don't?
feel like I don't.
How many times a year? I'll tell you.
Okay, I travel a lot locally. Like I'll go to Austin a lot, or the casinos. Haven't done that in a long time actually, but it's a lot of local. Like I'll do a lot of now. Trips I'll probably do like 4, maybe 5 a year, but they're not a week-long trips. It's like a Thursday to Sunday.
It's
Or
still a trip,
Friday
though.
to Sunday. Yeah,
I had
it's
a
still
number
trip.
on my fingers, and I had 4. I'm like, if she tells me she had 4 trips in a year,
That's
then
more
she
days
travels.
than we spend in Mexico.
Sometimes, yeah.
Most of the time.
So then I was like, okay, if she tells me she's traveled more than 4 times a year, like international, like I see out, like wherever you go, then she travels a lot. And you said 4 to 5.
I did say 4 to 5. Wow, nail on the head.
I feel like it's good though, because I mean, why not?
It is like I can do that. Like I have nothing holding me back.
Exactly.
And like I can make my own schedule. I can work around it. Like that's a convenience. Like I can, but a lot of my trips are so last minute. It's like,
oh really?
Oh, I'm free this weekend. It just so happens that I don't have a lot of work. Vámonos. Like that's how I work.
And who do you go with?
Like my girlfriends, Esme, Leslie.
And they're down to go like super
they all
last
happen
minute?
to have like
Yeah.
the same like.
They don't
alright,
have
We're
kids?
very get up and go. No kids.
Okay, that works out there.
Yeah, they have no kids, so we can easily just get up and go. Or I like to travel with my dad too. We went to Colorado, Breckenridge.
Oh, I
for New
saw
Year's
that.
Eve.
Yeah. I saw that you were like,
So
you
that
posted
was-
that little meme that this is gonna be you that weekend or something,
Yeah.
and it was like,
Girl, regresé toda torcida. So my dad tried snowboarding. That man really thought that he could.
damn.
It was funny. Like, I mean, no, a nosotros nos vale madre. Like,
Yeah.
we'll fucking do it. Like, if it sounds, the idea looks cool, the idea sounds great, let's do it. Like, we're very all heads in. But, yeah, we couldn't even go, like, a meter without him, like, echándonos una mano.
Oh
It
my
was too funny.
God.
I wish I could have recorded it. But, yeah, like, I love traveling with him. It's really fun. He's really fun to travel with.
Do you go with your mom too, or just like?
We went to Universal Studios for horror nights. They have like this thing for Halloween.
Yeah.
My mom went with us, and that was interesting. It was fun. We all got along.
Oh, with your dad too?
Yeah, with my dad too. We all got along. That was fun. But
do
yeah,
you travel by yourself with her?
no, I haven't.
You need to.
I
take
need
her.
to. Yeah, we want to do a cruise, like something
His
like
parents
that.
have gone like on a few cruises. They
Really?
like him.
They
yeah.
like him.
They
I
love
just
him.
I don't know.
I'm
the
just
idea of
scared
It's like
to
the thing.
sickness.
Yeah, she said that there is like medicine for it though.
I think it's like Dramamine or something.
I don't know, but his mom's been it's delicada, so for her to like it, I feel like it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, I need to plan something with her for sure. Like we've been talking about it.
Why don't
I
you take
just
her
need
to
to
Spain
actually
or
do it.
something?
That's I would prefer us to do that. So for my not my birthday, for her birthday, for something. It doesn't even have to be a damn birthday. It can be whenever. I do want to take her, like out of the country.
Yeah.
She needs that. Like I really want to give her that. Excuse me. Wow, I'm burping a lot for drinking coffee.
I know.
But I kind of want to surprise her in a way.
Yeah.
So I'm planning that out. But yeah, I need a trip with her ASAP.
Yeah. That'd
for
be
sure.
badass.
Yeah.
Do you want to restart the
I'll do
cameras
it
real
like
quick?
real fast and then
Okay. I'm excited to see how you'll surprise your mom. When's her birthday?
October 12th.
Oh, really? His dad's the 15, 16?
15 and 16.
Yeah, he has 2 birthdays. Legally, and then his actual birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15 and 16.
Yeah.
Double the celebration.
So, yeah.
Double the party.
Literally is double the party. Like,
Yeah,
he
honestly.
takes advantage of his double
I
the
love
party.
that. As
Yeah.
he should.
Yeah, he should. Like,
As he
he's a
should.
good ass man. I love his dad. Like,
Aw.
it's weird to say that he's like another dad to me because he's my father-in-law,
Yeah.
but he really is. Like, he's
That's
an
good.
amazing person.
I feel like that makes y'all's relationship even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I
You
feel
know?
like one time we were arguing and we were like boyfriend and girlfriend, and we were like, él tenía like a temper, right? And I'm always just like, oh my God, you're about to just have your little scene. Like, I'm not going to deal with you, you know?
Uh-huh.
And his family knows that. Like, I would always just be like, oh my God. And I would like just laugh it off. Like, okay, you're just crazy, right? And then his dad, I remember one time we were arguing in his room, and I'm just like sitting in the chair, and I'm just like, oh my God, you're so dramatic. Like, right in my mind. And he's over there like going off. And then
Having
his
little
dad,
tantrum.
his dad knocks. And he's like, ¿puedo hablar con ustedes? And then,
El mediator.
and then I'm sitting on the chair, and
I
he's
don't
like,
remember this. Honestly.
yeah, it was like, we were like boyfriend and girlfriend a long time ago. And he's like,
Uh-huh.
a mí no me gusta que se estén peleando, esto de respeto. Like, he just went off, you know? But to me, maybe he didn't remember, but to me, it was just like, well, my parents are never going to fucking come and sit down and have a conversation
Yeah.
with us about, like, relationship advice.
It's because
you
he
know?
cares about you. I mean, obviously he
Yeah.
sees what you guys have, and
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he was just there talking to us, and I mean, I liked it. I know he was like annoyed because he was mad, right? But
So what the hell are you doing in here, bro?
yeah, like, but
I don't remember, honestly,
But
but
like that is just the type of person he is, you know.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
well, that's nice. Being able to confide like in your suegro.
yeah, and his mom too. Like his mom and me were like, I mean, she's like a second mom. Like, I mean, we butt heads a lot though now, right? Like we'll go at it, like. Well, not go at it, but we'll disagree with a lot of this stuff because I do not kiss her ass. So it's just like, and she is one to be like, tell me what like I want to hear, and I'm just like,
Really?
no, I'm not gonna tell you what you want to
How
hear.
do you feel about that, Rollie?
He knows.
Yeah, I mean, I'll call my mom out on her stuff, but it was like I'm never there for that. Like,
She don't tell him shit. She'll be telling me.
yeah,
shit.
Of course she does.
she'll be like, man, your mom said this and that. I'm like, when? And she'll be like, you were right there, but she's not talking to you. She's talking to me on the side, and I'm like, oh, pues, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
she'll be like.
but then
"Oh."
the next time we go, I'm just like, ma, like, what the hell are you doing? You know, like, and then yeah.
He'll be like, one time he told her, he's like, don't be talking to my wife like that. And da-da-da. She's like, pero yo soy tu mamá. And he's like, but she's my wife. And then she's like, ay,
Ooh.
pero yo soy tu mamá. And they were just going back and forth. And then they became a joke. And it was just like, nah, like, yeah, I am his wife. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I come first
That's
now.
so
Like,
good that you defend her. No, as you should.
Yeah, it has to be like that.
it
It's
does
true.
have to be like that.
It
Once
does.
you are married, your family is your wife, your kids.
They
and
come
that's-
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, my mom, she's always said that too, though. Like, your wife, your kids come
yeah,
first.
my parents too. They said the same thing. It's like once you're married, that's your priority. You know, like
Yeah.
your priority is your wife, your child, and then
Because there was that whole question, right? Like, it's like, who's... I forgot how the question went, but it's like, who's more important? Like, between your mom, your wife, or your kid? Mm-hmm. And it's always the wife. Because the kid's going to grow up, and he's going to have his own wife.
well, yeah, that is
To me,
You know?
it's so hard to
Pero-
accept that.
But like me and you, like, we're
We're a
like, going to
team.
grow old together
Yeah.
type shit. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to be there to the end. But
Yeah.
Milo's going to have his own shit. Just like me, I found you, and now my mom's lost. Now, she didn't lose me, but, like... Like, her kids are out of
that
the
was
house.
harsh. Anda perdida.
But now, like, her kids are out of the... We were just talking about this. I'm like, damn, like, the only one left is my little brother. He's the one that's at that house,
He
you
ain't
know?
little anymore, though. He's older already.
But
Yeah,
the
so-
idea of that, oh my god! Now y'all just
That's
opened
crazy.
my eyes.
No, yeah, it's
Growing
true,
old,
though. Like,
alone.
Like, honestly,
Not alone,
no, yeah, honestly,
But it is
though,
a thing where it's like,
Yeah.
wow, imagine when you find, like, your
Yeah.
guy, but then, like, is his mom cool enough to, like, get along with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Right?
me,
Yeah,
yo
that's
soy
true.
bien llevada. Like, yo me llevo with anybody. I'll sit my
Yeah.
ass down at a random fucking table and have a conversation.
Uh-huh.
And it's so funny because his parents will make fun of me that I'll literally sit down with a fucking stranger and get to know their whole life story. Like,
I
it's
feel like
just
that's a skill, though.
Like, it always happens.
That's
like,
a good quality.
Like, it's just, siempre me pasa, right? Like, I'll be, like, sitting down
Yeah.
with somebody brand new, and I'm just like, oh, well, what about this? Yo bien chismosa, like, asking questions, and people like to talk about their life, and I love to hear it, especially when they're older, because, like, I don't have my grandparents anymore, so I feel like I love to live through other people's experiences,
and everyone's stories, everyone has a different story, so that's what keeps things, like...
Yeah, like, I love to hear when his mom... I feel like I know more about his parents' relationship than him and his brothers.
Because you ask the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly.
and like his mom and I literally, like, as much as we do disagree on a lot of the stuff, like she is one of my best friends, which is so crazy because she's my mother-in-law.
Yeah, but even that, like, just because you disagree on something doesn't mean that you shouldn't like the person.
No, yeah.
Like, having differences, I feel like that's where the true friendship comes, right? Because...
No, yeah, and it's crazy because I'll tell him, oh yeah, your mom told me this, and he'll be like, for real? And I'm like, yeah, like, you didn't know, like, that's your parents, bro,
funny.
like, how do you not know? Like, but
Yeah,
again,
it's
it's
like
a communication thing, you know.
Yeah. Maybe you should have done something in communication. You're good at communication.
I think I'm good. I mean, with that, because I live by communication.
Through social media, could you tell that she's like more outgoing than I am, or that I'm introverted?
Who do you think through social media? Who do you think is more comes off friendlier? Him?
Rollie. Yeah.
I am friendly.
You
I'm
are
mean.
friendly.
I'm mean as fuck. Like, but I'm friendly.
I could never imagine that.
That he was mean?
Pues sí me gritaste sobre el
Ajá.
micrófono.
Hey. but now it's better, you know, like the quality, you know. I go for quality, that's why, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
And to
No,
me,
but-
I do feel like I'm very, like, not a social media person. Like, I hate posting pictures. I hate recording myself. Like, it's such a drag, you know?
I don't know, but I don't even know if that's what gives off like the.
It does.
the
I feel like
friendly
you
vibe
ever,
for me.
like,
I feel like
talk.
I've reached a point, and maybe it's just me, I don't know, where, like, you take a picture of yourself and you feel stupid. Like, why the fuck am I going to post this for?
Yeah, I do.
And I
think like
delete
that.
it. Like,
Yeah.
I do that a lot. Like, I'll literally take a picture of myself or record myself. Because now I don't post myself as much. Like, on my story, I post, like, things that aren't
That you have
of
going
my
on.
face.
Oh, okay.
I don't post my face a lot anymore on my story. And now when I do it, or I attempt to, like, oh, I look good. I did my hair today. I washed it today. I'll take a picture and I'm like, what? Like, it's like, who am I doing this for?
Yeah.
Because it's not for me. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and back to the Generation Z, like, it's TikTok, and I mean, it's great. Like, don't get me wrong, it's so
entertaining
great.
at some point.
It is entertaining. It's entertaining when it's humorous.
Yeah.
But if it's like you're just posting yourself just to post yourself, I'm just like,
Yeah.
But you know what I
It's
do find
repetitive.
funny though, like how the whole that generation, right? I mean, to each their own, really. You know,
Yeah.
like I told her, I'm like, when she got here, when I got here, guys, like I was pulling up as soon as she like texted us, we're here,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh my god, girl, I'm so sorry. Let me just put some. I didn't even do my makeup. I was just like, let me
And
just
you
go put
didn't
some
need to.
mascara
You look the
on,
same.
you know.
You
And I
look-
was like, I know that there's girls out there that
Damn, you look the same.
like
She
what.
just said that.
but you
mean,
look
I
good.
look like normal, I
you have really
feel.
good skin. Like,
But I feel like there is girls that are like can't go without like a full beat,
Oh.
you know?
and see, when first of all, I don't even know how to do my makeup. So let's start there. Like,
Yeah,
when
me
I put my
neither.
makeup on, it's like with my hands, or like, I try, like, you know, I do, like, most of the time I go to work with no makeup on. And, like, the foundations I have are super, like, you can still see, like, all my flaws and stuff. And, like, I don't try to hide anything. It's more because I don't want to look tired. And I hate when I get comments.
Okay, that's me too. Like, I don't want to look
Yeah,
tired.
I hate when somebody, and it's guys that do this all the time. Like, you guys are, hey, I'm over here looking
You
at Rollie
guys.
like,
I mean,
it's you.
don't
It's
put me
you.
in that category because I'm just like, what the hell? Like,
You are saying
You don't talk shit on the podcast. No, it's guys that are like that will be the first to tell you, you look tired today. Like, you think I want to hear that? You know what I mean? Like, now I'm like, pues, what do you expect me to look like? You know,
yeah, like what do you think you look like? You think
exactly.
You look
Have
like
you looked
you're
in the
flawless?
mirror? You know.
Honestly though, I do appreciate Rolling because he always tells me like, "Oh, you don't need makeup. You're fine. Like you don't
Yeah,
need to,
you
know,
don't.
whatever."
He's
So.
if you yeah,
Because
absolutely.
a lot of girls look cakey, you know.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
his thing. Yeah, he
yes.
hates that. He hates when girls
just like,
do look cakey.
Wow, like you're all white, bro.
Like I see.
Or he'll be like, oh, "Why does their like cheek look like that color?" And you could see the line. Like
because I would think like it's
así,
like to be like blended in,
blended.
bien, pero like sometimes you just see it, and I'm just like, that's crazy. Like you're posting the picture and like you're blind to this shit. Like
Yeah,
what,
I
you know?
can never. And
Yeah,
that takes
he'll tell me.
time. Like that's the crazy part. A
Yeah.
beating takes time.
Yeah, honestly, to me, it's just like if my lash. I've stopped doing the lash extensions.
Oh, I love
'cause,
lash extensions.
Yeah, girl, I did too, right, babe? Like
Yeah.
I would get them done all the time, but I was like, no, I'm gonna learn to grow my own and just
And they're
work with it, you
long.
know. So right now, I am doing. He doesn't believe me, but I have faith in my lash serum that it's helping them grow. You know.
Are you using Lash MD?
No,
What are you using?
it's called Scoro Lash.
What's working?
I
See,
feel like
I'm so addicted to
What?
it because I don't.
Huh?
Nothing. But
No,
what?
yeah, it's like I was addicted to, and when I stopped
Addicted to
doing them, the lash extensions, yeah,
Okay.
like I would be like, oh my god, I need a lash, I need I need to get him
refill.
done.
You were addicted to it, right?
Yeah.
They had to be perfect all the time.
So then my thing was, I love that you can just get up and go.
yes,
You know, that
and
was
that's
my
why
thing.
that's why I like them because I'm a very get up and go person. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw my moisturizer, my SPF, but I'm out. Like, I do not have the time. Like, I'd rather spend my time
Sleeping and putting makeup
yeah,
on.
or
Me.
like going and picking up my coffee. You
Oh, okay,
know?
yeah.
Like that to me is like
Your time, you like to know where you to spend your time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not gonna wake up at fucking 5 a.m. to put my makeup on if I'm not gonna wake up at 5 to go to the gym.
Exactly.
You know, that's like
exactly.
me. But that's the reason why I like them. So then I stopped in July, and then I would just do like this whatever lash serum, and then they started telling me like, oh, you should try this one. They told me the MD one.
I tried MD and it did work.
It did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like a steroid for lashes.
really?
Literally, you'll see a difference in a week.
Oh wow! I probably try that one after this one.
You should.
I feel like the one I have right now did help fill up the gaps.
Yeah.
So mine's are like still growing out like
But you
thinly.
have long lashes.
So now I did a lash
You should
perm.
have taken pictures.
I did.
Oh, you did?
The lash serum came with a little paper to measure how they're at.
Oh.
But I can't measure them right now because I have my perm. So I perm them where it's like I'll wake up and they look naturally curly.
Curly.
But one eye is longer than the other. So
This one?
this one. And then this one, it sucks because I tell him, I'm like, oh my God, I have to extra
But
curl
that's the
this
beauty
one.
of natural lashes. They're not going to look the same.
Yeah, so,
So-
I mean, to me, it's like, it's fine, you know,
Yeah.
You can
but
trim those.
I'm
See, I'm
not going to
scared.
trim them. What are you talking about?
Yeah, why would you trim?
Why
So it can be the same.
Con las
No,
tijeras
babe,
andar ahí
like-
trimming your lashes?
No, like, this is what ideally I want, not this.
I will scare
This-
people without my
So if
lash
somebody asks you like,
extensions.
"What the hell? Like, why are they different?" You just be
I'd
like,
be like-
"Before and after." Like, it's just so you
I'm
can
doing a
see.
trial
I'd be
Yeah,
like-
doing a trial.
I'd be
like,
like-
you can see.
I'd be like, curl your lashes and tell me if they're even. Literally, if you curled yours,
They'll be
they're not
even.
gonna be even,
How?
babe.
It's
Your
natural.
lashes.
This is natural. I haven't done anything
This
to
is
mine.
natural too. They're just like
Pero si le
natural
pusiste
lashes.
is like, whatever.
Now I'm putting extra on this side para que
Yeah.
se anime a crecer un poquito
Ajá.
más, like you
Resalte
know.
más.
Yeah.
That's
But
too funny.
that's wild.
But
What
yeah, I don't. Yeah, with what were we even talking about? Man, we're all over the
Everything.
place. I love
Honestly,
it.
we talked about a lot of things.
Yeah,
so,
I'm honestly I'm so glad we did have you because you were one person like that I did want to like sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah.
What you have going on, like pick your brain,
Mm-hmm.
and then just to see like we said how when we finish the podcast, it's always like an inspiration to just do better, do
Yeah.
more, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And as we do have a lot of things going on, I feel like we always leave with something from our guests, you
Uh-huh.
know. And I'm
No,
just
this is a really smart idea. Like when you guys started the podcast, I remember I recently started watching podcasts like myself on my drives, like
Uh-huh.
listening to them. And it's so different from like hearing a book to hearing conversation.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it's a very different experience. I see it as an experience, right? Because I mean, we all kind of watch TV and Netflix and stuff, but I love and like I don't do it as often anymore because I can't just listen to any podcast. Like, I have to be genuinely interested and it has to, like, catch my attention. But y'all have some good conversation pieces.
Yeah, with like the guest helps too, though. Like, I feel.
Yeah, you guys, like, attract a lot of, like, creators, you know? And every creator has a different... Their own rules, you know, of, like, what they live by, what inspires them. Advice, guidance, etc. Like, everyone is so different. Everyone's success is different. It's measured differently. They see it differently. Maybe it's not monetary. You know what I mean? Success doesn't have to be monetary. So yeah, it's interesting to see all the different.
Yeah, and to me it's more like like I told you earlier, like to pick their brain and see like what inspires them, what gets them going, because you don't know if what gets them going can get you going to do better,
like a spark of something that you can find inside of you. And everyone has a different story, like different experiences too. You know, and hearing about the different lives. I mean, we say things here, then we say things off record, and it's like we get to know each other more on a personal level, right? Because
and then just building the relationships is like it's pretty cool.
I love it. Like this is literally like one of the things that I look forward to the most, like throughout the week, porque I know we're gonna have somebody, and it's like I know once we're done with this shit, like it's gonna be like a closer bond or whatever, like, or now it's like a friendship or lo que sea, you know. But
so with that being said, I know you mentioned earlier that you did like the giving back, right? With HP. What do you have? Do you feel like you have something similar planned with your dad's business, or not yet?
So not yet, because I haven't had the time to even like think about what I could do. But once the houses are done, I do want to host a lot of events, like give back events, because I genuinely enjoyed, like, it makes you feel so warm and fuzzy inside.
It's like a fulfilling thing, right?
Yes, and it's not even. It's like, it may be hard work leading up to it, but when you're there doing it and seeing like the receiving end, oh my God. It's that's when it's like, it's all worth it, and I would do it all over again, even if it was 10 times harder. You know what I mean?
No,
Like, it's that feeling of knowing, it could be even a little, like the littlest thing. But it's like, we're fortunate, right? Like, we work, like, we can easily fulfill the necessities. Now we kind of just want, we want this, we want that. We don't say, I need this, I need that, because we already have it, right?
Yeah.
And these people don't even have what they need. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So being able to give them the basic necessities, or provide, or, you know, those basic necessities, and then seeing their reaction, like, that's really what, I don't know. It's like so cheesy, but it's like when you've actually like planned something like that and like did the full turnkey of it, like from beginning to end, and see the result, that's what, like, you want to do it all over again. Like,
I feel like definitely I can relate because with like Alegres Milagros, I feel like I go buy the toys with the money people donate, you know, and I'm taking Milo. He's choosing a lot of the toys, honestly. And to me, it's just like, it's so much fun just being a part of it. Like, I'm not the one buying them financially, right? Like, it's just donated money. But
you're taking the time to go
but
into
me,
it.
like my time is the most valuable thing, if you think about it, right?
Yeah, it is.
So me giving my time is what I'm giving to Alegres Milagros. It's literally all my time. And we bought like a bike, you know, and just donated stuff like that, and then actually scheduling everything, getting it done, organizing it. It's just what
getting
gets
the
it
toys
going.
over there.
Getting the toys over there, because you know the border is like super strict. Oh, we didn't even talk about that, right?
Yeah.
That we got stopped at the border.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Girl, yes. We've never gotten stopped, and they give you green light. If you get green light, you can just go. They don't check you. If you get red light, they stop you and they check everything you have.
How long
on the way to get there?
To check?
It was pretty
10
quick.
minutes? No,
Yeah.
it was a good amount.
I don't know, the whole time I was so...
She was shaking. But I was like...
I was shaking.
Yeah.
I was shaking because I was so nervous, because I'm like, We literally
They can be really mean.
Yeah, they can be mean. 2, they charge you a fee.
Mm-hmm.
They tax you basically, like, for the amount of toys you're taking, because you're supposed to only take a certain amount of toys. And then I was like,
What?
Yeah,
I didn't know
I think
that.
if you take more than $300, then you get taxed.
It's more on the value, no?
It's on the value of the toy, yeah.
Wow.
So then we had a bike. We had Milo's balance bikes. We had Milo's scooter, plus all the brand new toys. We had a big bag of brand new toys, a box of brand new toys. I was like, oh my God. The truck inside had toys. And then I was like, fuck. We're gonna.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was the last
So
batch.
they tax you by the quantity of toys.
I feel like they have to compare, like, what they look like, no? Like, oh,
I
I don't
don't
even
know.
know how
They're
they...
supposed to take a receipt. So I had a receipt of like $175, which was a bullshit as receipt because I was like from a different purchase, you know. But I was like, are they really going to sit down and like compare?
Itemize everything?
Yeah. So then she's like, ¿Tienes recibo? And I'm like, sí. And I was so shaky that I had like a few receipts in there and I just grabbed one and I'm like, oh my God, I hope this is like a low one.
Big amount. A big amount.
No, I was
a low amount.
She didn't open the bag. She only opened our box, so she didn't know the bag had toys. She saw the ones inside the truck and the box. So I'm just like, I'm hoping this receipt's like
How much
not
did they
a lot.
tax you?
They didn't.
No, they
Oh,
didn't.
thank
She
God.
said she saw it and it was like $175.
Did you
She's
tell her
like,
it was like philanthropy? Like those were gonna be donated?
No, she didn't ask. But I had this whole story
And
already.
she's
Like,
like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell them it's for the school, and I'm like, for what? Like,
yeah, because you can't say it's for Alegres Milagros because they're like, well, what the fuck is that? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like they don't know what that is. So I would be like, oh, it's for my nephew's school that we're donating to his toys for Reyes, Los Días de los Reyes, you know. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
they'll relate to that, you know.
There's no
Yeah,
drugs
that's true.
here.
Yeah, and but it was scary. I was shaking. My armpits were fucking sweating. I was like,
Girl, I can imagine in the moment, like, it's because you don't know what you're going to get with those people.
yeah, no, it was really scary. For
And
me,
it depends
right?
on
yeah,
the
for that,
person.
and that day, the border was fucking packed.
Yeah,
There's
the
a lot of
border-
people there.
Everybody was getting
Holiday
like red
season.
light. No, it was
No, not
after.
even. Yeah,
It
it
was
was like 2 weeks
after
after New Year's.
Yeah, it was after 2 weeks after New Year's. It was like 2 weeks ago, a week ago. And I was like, oh
2
my
weeks ago.
God, like they're going to pull us over. And they did. And it was scary. My sister
funny.
was going for the first time. And I was like, dude, this never happened to us. Like, they
She's the
let us.
bad juju.
Yeah, I told her. Right?
Yeah, because they went somewhere else and everything, and you're like, I don't know if it's gonna be like bad people over here, you know?
Oh, yeah, we went to the other little town. But it was chill. That one was chill.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
But
I liked
Oh,
it.
boy.
overall, we're glad that, you know.
I'm
have
glad
a lot
I
going
came.
on.
No, I was looking forward to it. I
Me
was
too.
nervous because I was like, I don't know what they're going to ask me.
I didn't know if you were nervous or not because, I mean, you weren't saying anything, you know? Like, you're just like...
Why do people usually ask things?
No. But it's like, I don't know.
I was like, people normally don't.
No, they
ask
don't.
things.
They don't. But it was like...
Maybe he expected that of me.
Like, be like, oh, well, what are you gonna ask me or something? Because we have had a few
guess.
people do ask, like,
But you came with, like, good attitude. Like, you're chill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm a pretty, I don't share a lot on social media, but I'm a pretty open person. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't have anything I can share or anything that people are interested in knowing about me. I'm happy to share it. Like I don't, what is it, gatekeeping or what is
Yeah.
it?
Gatekeep,
I
yeah.
don't believe in that and
Yeah, we don't
gatekeeping
either.
anything. Like
we, like, preach that pretty much.
I'm a person of like I want to share my knowledge. I want to share my experiences. I want to share like the energy that I have with
Yeah.
people who will receive my you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe in that and like you are the vibe.
yeah.
Like you walk in being the vibe. You don't go I'm going to take from you and no.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, that's true.
But I had fun.
I
What
can
time
relate
is
to
it?
Let's
that.
go.
11?
Oh my God, I didn't
Girl,
even know
where
it was
did the
11.
time go?
What's your Instagram so they know where to like find you?
Erika with a K, Torres, ____.
It used to be Erica's Bones, right?
It used to be that, yeah. but I
Why?
had
Why
to-
was that? Why was it?
a friend of mine named Teresa back in high school gave me that name when I first made my Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was super random. I was one of those weird kids.
But I
Still
feel like
am.
it. But I feel
still
like
am.
it's stuck because when we
I
would talk
know,
about
I
you,
still
I'd
get
be
called
like,
that. I still get
Yeah.
called that.
yeah, that's how we would like talk about you.
He'd
right
be like,
now.
oh, Erika Bones. And I'm like,
And I'm like, oh, I need something a little more professional.
Well, guys, it was a fun episode.
Yes.
I can't believe it's 11.
I
I didn't
know.
think we told her 8:45 or 8:45.
You had an event to go to and
8:45,
everything.
yeah.
But
I
we
know.
honestly
It's
we
okay.
did
It was
keep going because she's like, I'm not gonna go anymore. So we're like, all right, fuck it, let's. Stick
This
around.
is more fun.
Milo's probably like,
Movie night?
where are they?
Movie night. But yeah,
But-
so again, appreciate you coming through, and talking to
I
us
loved
and,
it.
just
Yeah.
having conversations with us. Everybody else, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. Other than that, man, just give us a like, leave us a comment. Make sure you let us know what you thought.
Her info will be in the description below.
Yes, sir. Other than that, man, see
Thank
you
y'all
guys.
for watching.
Thank y'all for having me.
Peace.